Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good this year.
Welcome to the 23rd Annual AMSOIL Ironman GNCC. We're here in Crawfordsville, Indiana for the 13th and final round of this 2017 AMSOIL GNCC Racing Series presented by Maxxis, an AMA National Championship. We're out here to see if the best off-road ATV racers can stop Walker Fowler from earning his 12th win of the season. Now let's take it down to the start line with Rodney Tomlin.
And now your starting lineup for this AMSOIL Ironman GNCC, as the nation's premier ATV riders have converged onto this racetrack here today. Some 600 earlier this morning, some 120 youth riders, and now over 200 riders in this afternoon's affair. The top 11 racers in the nation here with us in the XC1 Pro class. Going to the line as follows. He is a three-time now GNCC champion. He rides aboard the number 1 from Rogers, Ohio on the WFR Yamaha, backed by Maxxis, Fly, and Weller Racing, Walker Fowler. Rolling to the line today, second in points aboard the number 5 from Bidwell, Ohio on the Coastal Racing Yamaha, the Bidwell Bullet, BRYCEN NEAL. Rolling to the line today, third in points aboard the number 3 from Sunbury, Pennsylvania on a Maxxis Fly Racing AMSOIL backed Suzuki. His last win, win number 73, came here in 2014 as he claimed his 6th championship. Since that time, he's been in a dry spell. Can he return to the center of the box today? The number 3, Chris BORICH. Rolling to the line next aboard the number 4. He's 4th in points from Casca, Pennsylvania on the JMR-ATVRiders.com backed Honda, the Sneaky Snake, a.k.a. the Cobra, Jared McClure. To the line next. He rides aboard the 521 from Waverly, West Virginia on the CST Induction Solutions LSR Hyper Spider Graphics backed Honda, Adam the Gator McGill. To the line next. He is 6th in points. It's 7th in points. Riding aboard the number 13 from Aurora, Ohio on a GBC Fly Racing HMF backed Yamaha, Johnny G. Johnny Gallagher. Rolling to the line next, he is 8th in points, riding aboard the number 8 machine from Richford, New York, our top XC1 Pro Class rookie on a Dillinger's Pub GBC Motorsports Moose Racing backed Honda, the Richford Rocket, Marty Christopherson. Rolling to the line next, our second top XC1 Pro Class rookie, ranked 9th in points, riding aboard the 741 from Myersville, Maryland on a Ye Olde Cycle Barn, Walsh Racecraft, Hetrick Racing, ATV Innovation, Solo Pilot Pack Suzuki, Old WW, Wesley Wolfe. Rolling to the line next, he is 10th in points, riding aboard the number 10 from Akron, Ohio on a B&R Motorsports, Maxxis Pro Graphics backed Yamaha, Josh Merritt. And last and certainly not least, riding aboard the number 14 from Denville, New Jersey on a JMR-ATVRiders.com backed Honda, Randy Hamilton. And that, ladies and gentlemen, your starting lineup for this AMSOIL Ironman GNCC. As the stage is set, championships have been crowned, but the big news is here today. Number 1, can anyone stop Walker Fowler from increasing the most wins record to 12 races in a single season? Here with a win today. He's already holding the record at 11 now, as he broke that in Ohio 2 weeks ago. And today, someone wants to stop him. Will it be Johnny Gallagher, the only rider to stop him so far here in 2017? It happened at the X Factor here in Indiana about midway through the championship season. Or will it be Chris BORICH? Will he rise to the occasion? Will Chris BORICH grab win number 74? It has been 2 years since the last time Chris was able to take the checker flag, and a lot of questions are posed right now with a lot of the extra training, the intensity that Chris has been putting into his program in the last few rounds of racing. Can Chris BORICH win? Is he ready to get back to the center of the box and leave this 2017 championship season with an explanation point and a lot of questions on everyone's mind about what this season is going to bring? And folks, let me draw your attention out in the middle of this start line right now. If you look here to the end, you see a gentleman with a dark blue coat with white at the bottom of it and white down the sleeves. That right there is Rick Stratton. He is a 2001 Utility ATV class champion. He is 80 years old. He raced in the Masters 55 plus class here today, this morning. And my hat's off to that man, my new hero. There is no doubt about that. So the engines are now being requested to shut off and ordered off as the blue flags are flying, and we are inching our way closer and closer to the start of this Ironman GNCC. All attention turns to Ricky Towery at this point. Actually, we haven't seen the blue flags come out yet, so here we go now as we're getting our first warnings as Ricky begins the starting sequence of 1 minute, folks. Just 1 minute to go before the final green flag for this XC1 Pro Class will wave. And just 2 hours from now, we will be sorting it out, finding out whether or not Walker Fowler has done it to take 12 wins out of 13 in one season. Or will someone else step up to the plate? How about BRYCEN NEAL? He says he wants to gain his first win ever, and he would like to do it here today. We've also seen a lot of great advancements out of him as well. The blue flags are out, folks, so shut them down, 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 folks. It's almost time as the excitement is in the air. And I got to ask you, Indiana race fans, are you ready to go GNCC racing? Hey, Mikey, I know you told me that your Indiana crowd was pretty loud, but I think they can do a little bit better than that. Ohio was pretty loud a couple weeks ago. Come on, Indiana. I know you can do better. I'm going to ask you one more time. Indiana, are you ready to go Ironman GNCC racing? 10 seconds. And row number 1, the XC1 Pro, will be off and rolling at the AMSOIL Ironman GNCC. $250 up for grabs. And it's going to be the number 1, Walker Fowler, grabbing the early lead. And the number 8 of Marty Christofferson in that number 2 spot. $100 up for grabs for our XC2 Pro-Am class. Greg Covert, Devon Feehan, Hunter Hart, Steve Covert, Kenny Schick, Levi Cohen, Kenneth Kelly, Nick Royalty, Matt Lindell, Jonathan Cook, J.D. Brown, Jared Mueller, Shay Deckerson, Cameron Bruce, Brody Livingood, Brandon Eicher, Chance Kellison, Austin Gorley, Wyatt Wilkin, Cody Fox, Austin Abney, Jordan Masser, Dylan Youngblood, and Sam Huff ready to roll with 10 seconds. And the green flag waves in the XC2 Pro-Am class. 24 riders strong into that first turn. Out front. That looks like, is that a 2:03? 3:03. Matt Lindell. 7:03, they tell me. Austin Abney from Petersburg, right here in Indiana. Damari Motorsports Bag Machine, Vet A, 28 plus coming up. Jeff Pickens, Corey Linkowicz, Todd Muscala, Brian Halsey, CJ Mullet, Christopher Shaw, Kyle Ulvey. 10 seconds. Nathan Wolfe, Dustin DeGrand, Tommy Thompson, Travis Brandt, Adam Rosenbaum, David Nicely, Kevin Patterson, Mike Palmer, Jeremy Flood, Walter Schumacher, Jared Little, Corbin Knotts, Dustin Henderson, Brad Whitehead, Wesley Fruit, Zach Wathen, and Jonathan Trigg. Moving next from the Vet A to the College A class, another high-profile class here. Scott Pearson, Caleb Hagan, Tyler Swindle, Joey Lambright, Drew Landers, Mitchell Kidd, Ben Kowalewski, Joseph Yerrickson, Jacob Wischmeyer, Andrew Vanofsky, Brendan Young, Matthew Blankenship, Mikey Nichols, also Ronnie Rush, Noah Miner, Ben Berger, Seth Wilson, McCain Jennings, Corey Silverthorne, John Glotta. 10 seconds. Eli Kiger, Ross Heyman, Josh Simmons, Isaiah Silverthorne, Landon Williams, Tanner Walker, Bodie Lamoureux, and Andrew Herring. See if we can grab the number off of this one here. It looks like the 42, 402 maybe. Well, I'm going to go with 405, possibly a Brendan Young out of Freeville, New York, unofficially. Junior A 22 plus class. Nick Mastrangelo, James Mauger, Andrew Connors, Kyle Percy, Robbie Perry, Rylan Johnson, Jade Millwood, Doug Morris, Ryan Thompson, Chase Levy, Brandon Thompson, Dakota Westcott, Josh Haney, Chris Blow, also Dylan Taylor, Michael McAvoy, Chris Ballou, Ben Feist, Zachary Dean, Jay Turner, and Brent Henke ready to roll in 10 seconds. And the Junior A 22 plus class. 17, or is that 27? Nick Mastrangelo out of Newcastle, Pennsylvania, B&R Motorsports back right. To next, I believe Senior AB, Jeff Range, Dan Abner, Jason Noble, Shane Austin, Rich Robb, Michael Hayes, Dale Batson, Chris Berry, and Jeremy Reeves. 10 seconds. Good to see Media All-Stars back in-house with us there. Dale Batson out of Ida, Michigan. In a couple of years since we've read that name in ATV Motocross or GNCC. It's the 440 Michael Hayes, though, out of Rocky Face, Georgia, on a green cut machine. Taking the early lead. Vet B class, Lyle Morrison, Jeremy Gouchard, Aaron Hendershot, Adam Sadlon, William Jones, Dustin Cowan, Jason Starr, Cameron Trinkner, Rick Albright, Casey Edwards, Justin Kerr, William Bolin, Cody Simmons, John Salsa. 10 seconds. Brian Basco, Brad Kearns, New York, Dave Napo, and David Rudder. Mercy. Might have been John Southall, Warwick, Rhode Island, Fly Racing, Foxback drive with those GBC tires. Kind of look like it to me. We'll see. Next with the College B class, 16 to 1, 21-year-old riders. Don Boylan, 38 riders in this one, by the way. Hunter Harris, Michael Anderson, Aaron Gorley, Jared Lambright, Cody Clark. We got Steven Stewart, Brock Kiner, Kate Vanderpool, Nate Guffey, Chandler Kirst, Curtis Balzac, also Levi Graves, Grayson Profit, Bailey Dufek. 10 seconds. Taylor Minot, Chase Vitro, Dustin Card, Jordan Weiss, also Tyler Powers, Corbin Minnan, Dylan McClellan, Cody Weller, Ben Wilson, Nick Smith, Chase Allison, Chandler Berner, Mike Orbello, Asen Stevens, Cameron Abigail, Howard Lane Boyle, Jared Dawkins, Caleb Pilecki, Austin Smith, and Jeremy Ladon. Next up, Junior B class. We got David Kite, couple of David Kites in this one, senior and junior. William Adams, Michael Jarasco, Brett Harris, Charlie Rogers, William Wallace, Evan Timko, Michael Aldrich, also Neil Tolston, Nathan Burkholder, Blaze Taylor, Nick Stratton, Chris Miller, Derek Ray, Nathan Emick, Ben Walden, Tyler Palmer, Ben Danner, also Tyler Coughlin, Steve Martin, Tyler Willie, Chris Landeville, Daniel Ransbottom, James Woolley, David Kite Sr., Reese Parvin, Dustin Ulrich, Cameron Crying, Brad Russell, and Nathan Strand, less than 10. And they're off the final row. Heading into that first turn region. Right now, 30 riders jockeying for position. See if we can sort it out for you. As they cross the stripe, I thought it maybe 352. Nathan Burkholder, that again unofficial, out of Denver, Pennsylvania. But that's going to wrap up our starts here on the starting line. Riders out on the course right now, and we've got big things happening as the Ironman GNCC is just getting started. Folks, stick around. GNCC Live continues right after this.
Is it on? Hey, this is Walker Fowler, and you're Hey, this is Walker Fowler, and you're watching GNCC Live at Ironman. Watch.
We handle your races, your jumps, and your trails. Isn't it time you give your daily driver the same love? AMSOIL Signature Series Synthetic Motor Oil delivers 75% more engine protection against horsepower loss and wear than required by a leading industry standard. AMSOIL also offers a full family of dirt bike lubricants, giving you above and beyond fortification for your weekday and weekend vehicles. AMSOIL, devoted to protection.
As riders and racers, we understand the need to get quality parts, apparel, and accessories fast. We have the horsepower of multiple warehouses to make sure your gear, OEM parts, or accessories make it to your door quickly. Check out our easy-to-use website and experience customer service that takes the whole shot. RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready.
Here he is, Walker Fowler, Brand National Cross Country XC1 Pro Class Champion. And welcome back to GNCC Live. I am Mikey Waynes. I'll be joined in a moment with Rodney Tomlin here at the 23rd annual AMSOIL Ironman GNCC. Can you believe that? 23rd annual, and this, the 13th and final round of this 2017 season, comes to an end right here in the Hoosier Heartland here in Crawfordsville, Indiana. Getting a good shot right there of the FMF PowerPoint We're going to take a look here in just a moment at the highlights from the last round coming into this one. There we go. Last round. Well, out of the gate, there we see our XC1 getting a start, and one is the man right there. Walker Fowler tries to edge out, does get that whole shot award, and just like all season long, with the exception of one round, Walker Fowler picking up the win eventually in this one, off to a real strong and fast start as he moves through that open field section right there. You can see what our top 5 riders. Dust was a major factor in the last round, and they were kicking it up for sure. Totally different from the following day. But for the ATVs on Saturday, just a few weeks back, you can see the conditions they had to deal with, the constant dust in this rocky terrain, as we're getting a good shot of the number 1 and the 2017 champ right there, Walker Fowler, moving through along with the rest of the pack. There goes the number 3 of Chris BORICH. And again, we're taking a look at the last round highlights, going through the Parts Unlimited section there as Walker Fowler makes his moves through, and Jordan Ashburn nipping at the heels of Walker Fowler there in this one. And I believe this is the jump. There we go, the creek jump. That was obviously a spectator favorite right there. The Mud Fleas out in full force. But at the end of the day, like 11 other rounds or 10 other rounds to that point, it was the man, the number 1 of Walker Fowler, taking another win there in Ohio. And that, my friends, was number 11. And here we are in Indiana as he searches for his 12th win on the season. Can he do it here today? And that's where we're at right there. Again, getting a good look at that FMF PowerPoint. Our riders will be working their way through there eventually. Should be some good highlights there. So if you're just joining us out of the gate this morning, well, no gate, but out of the 10-second start this morning, we're going to take a look at those highlights, I believe, from the XC1 and the XC2. So here we go, the XC1 start. Ricky Towery letting them know it's just about time to go racing. I believe the, there we go, Pro Rose off to your left there, just out of camera shot. There we go. So they take off. You know what? This looks eerily familiar, doesn't it, to just a few weeks ago with Walker out in front and Marty Christopherson going out there. He actually had the whole shot a round to go, so another good start from Marty Christopherson. Here's the XC2. And out of the gate for the XC2 class, it was, I believe it was the 703 of Austin Abney who got out in front of this one, and Hunter Hart behind him in second. And speaking of that XC2 class, man, that has been an exciting one to watch this season, as Hunter Hart and Devon FEEHAN have battled and battled. Hard to miss the ATV of Hunter Hart out there, always bright yellow. He's one of my favorites on the podium. Always got the frisbees he tosses out to the fans out there. But those guys have battled all season long, and him and FEEHAN just seem to be going back and forth. And that is going to be an interesting one for the next few years to come. And speaking of Devon FEEHAN, we actually had a chance to catch up with Devon and talk to him about this 2017 season.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good this year. Definitely feeling like I've shown some solid improvement, and you know, I'm pretty happy to be leading the points all year this year so far, and hopefully we can finish it up tomorrow. Position-wise, I got to be, if Hunter wins it, I got to be 4th place or better, and if he doesn't win it, then farther back I can go. So that's about it. We're good friends. We race back home at the Winona Series, and I've always raced with him in pretty much all the classes I've raced back at the Winona Series, and we hang out over the winter sometimes, and and then we come out here and battle it out. I didn't really have too high of expectations. I just figured work as hard as I could and go from there, and winning the first 2 rounds was really a confident booster, just to show that everything paid off and I'm doing things right. So I definitely just took that forward and just try to keep progressing.
this next year?
I feel like it's, you know, definitely a lot faster pace. We're always up there in the top 10, it seems like, this year. And, you know, as far as who's I'm battling with, it seems like I'm right with Hunter again. And so it's, you know, just me and him duking it out last year, and now we're doing it again this year.
So there is a great interview with Devin FEEHAN, and I'm telling you what, excuse me, that battle there in the XC2 that we've been able to watch all season long between those three New York guys. Devin FEEHAN, the leader on the season in points, 299. Hunter Hart with 286 points. And there, I mean, Hunter Hart won round 9, 10, and 11 and was just on this hot streak. And then finally in round number 12, FEEHAN was able to get back out in front of him and capture a win. And Greg Covert, always right there in the mix of things with those top three guys. As we're taking a look now at the point standings in the XC1, of course, Walker Fowler, man, with the 11 wins on the season. I'm sorry, this is overall, not the XC1. But BRYCEN NEAL, XC1 rider, he's in second. Chris BORICH third. Jared McClure in fourth. So as you go down the line, Landon Wolfe. Want to point this out. You probably didn't hear his name this morning. I'll get to that in a second, but focusing on those XC2 guys, Hunter Hart there in the 7th in the points out of the overall. Devin FEEHAN right behind him in the number 8 position. So two very strong XC2 riders working their way into the top 10 of the overall. And you heard Devin FEEHAN talking about that, talking about being consistent in the top 10 positions. So just one heck of a season for Devin FEEHAN. One heck of a season for Hunter Hart, and it's going to be interesting to watch those two as they move up through the ranks in the next few years and what's in store. And I kind of alluded to it, Landon Wolfe, you saw him there. He is locked in that position for the overall on the season, and you probably didn't hear his name this afternoon, and there's a reason. He's fine. He raced. He actually raced in the 4x4 Pro class this morning, and he got first place. So we kind of we talked to him on the podium and said, man, Ironman Raceway is good to you, Landon Wolfe. You come here last year, you get a top 3 in the XC1. You come here in 2017. Oh, and we're getting close to Ironman Hill with our top riders. I believe it's Walker Fowler still out in front, but we'll be taking a look at that in just a second. Oh, what a spot to watch the race right there. But, yeah, Landon Wolfe, LW7, picking up the big 4x4 Pro win this morning. He was all smiles. I think he's kind of beside himself. And I asked him, so is this an indication of what we're going to see next year? Are you going to, jump ship, go to the 4x4 Pro? He wouldn't give us a solid answer, but he's got a long off season to think about it and figure out what direction he's going to go next year. And speaking of Landon Wolfe, we actually had a chance to catch up with him and talk to him about this season here at the GNCC.
Well, down here with Landon Wolfe, man, LW, first time on the 4x4 Pro class this year and first win in the 4x4 Pro class.
Yeah, it was definitely an experience. Locked up 6th in points for the afternoon or for the Pro class, so I had a good friend of mine, Dwight, said, give it a shot, ride my bike. So I'm out here on his bike. It worked flawless, and we seemed to have a pretty good race. I mean, I know Kevin Cunningham had some bad luck there at the beginning and broke his bike, but I wish I could have stayed out and raced with him a bit. But, I'm happy overall. It was a really fun race.
Well, good work, man. That an indication you're going to race with Cunningham a little bit next year?
It may be. I don't know. I mean, we've thought about it, but it'd be a really big change, and we're just not sure yet. So we got a long winter of thinking coming up.
All right, back to you guys in the studio.
Well, welcome back.
How's that feel to throw it back to yourself, Mikey?
Yeah, I was waiting on that. So that was me down there interviewing. It's amazing how fast I can move around this track.
You're an amazing man, Mikey.
No.
Mikey Wayne's the announcer who's everywhere. He's omnipresent, it seems like. I mean, almost godlike. Almost.
No,
you're not a god. I'm not going to put you next, but almost godlike the way you're so everywhere.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, just
at
trying.
At least
trying.
through the art and magic of television.
Yes,
anyway,
thank
right?
you to Adam and Dan and those guys in the booth in Chelsea, making me look like I run fast.
Well, right now, we are waiting, and we are waiting for the arrival of our first lap to be complete. And I know this morning, Mikey, lap times, the first couple laps
Well, the first lap, I think, was a little longer, it seemed like, maybe than the rest of the laps, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it did. I don't know if it was just kind of getting around the track and feeling things out or what it was, but yeah, you're right. The first lap around this morning seemed to be a little slower, and maybe they just got the rhythm of the track as the race went on. I kind of thought it would be the opposite, because the amount of riders you've got out here, you got to think there's going to be bottlenecks and just pandemonium at the very least. And speaking of pandemonium, there we're getting a good look at the hill that is going to create some pandemonium, some chaos. There we go, our twin hills there.
That's Twin Hills.
Now,
we've got a couple of notorious hills here, Mikey, if you're not aware. Well, I'm sure you are. You spent a lot of time here at Ironman in years past as a fan.
As a fan, exactly. I was down there, with the mud fleas and enjoying several of my favorite adult beverages, as Johnny G always says. So this is a different perspective this year. Yeah, exactly. You want to see some wild stuff happen.
Well, this is the Twin Hills. This particular part of the track has really taken a whole different appearance over the course of, since I've been coming in 15 years, the last 15 years I've been coming in 2002. I can remember riding this portion of the track a couple of years. I raced it one year, and man, just it changes a lot, throughout the race. But year to year, it always seems to be a little bit different, and you'll watch it develop different. I think a lot of that has to do with the consistency of the soil, how moist it is, how dry it is. We've had a little bit of rain, I guess, in the last few days, but how dry is it deep down in that soil? Once we break through this muddy section, we got a lot of dust to deal with in there. Is that hill going to break up like that, you think?
I don't know. I mean, I think with the temperature being so cold, maybe that cold's keeping that moisture down in there. I guess we'll have to wait and see, but I'm sure that's what the riders are waiting for. And for those that are not out here at the track, we've had everything from sprinkling rain to a little bit of sleet to what looked like snow for a second. So it's just been a cluster of weather this morning.
It's certainly been a cornucopia of weather that has taken place today. But I'll say this. It's a memorable one. It seems like we always get these great things that happen at races that make them stand apart from others. This year could be the cold and quite possibly perfect track conditions. We've dealt with some drier and dustier conditions in the previous rounds, but the amount of moisture that we got in the last few days has really been perfect. It's not muddy. It's actually really tacky out there. It's got good traction. There's no dust. And we don't anticipate dust because of the fact. Just getting a report that Chris BORICH is putting pressure on Walker Fowler, and that's right where he needs to be in these perfect track conditions like we were talking about there. So these riders have got a lot to look forward to. And, talking with Chris BORICH earlier in the VP Fuels Pro Row for the CST Tires pre-race report, Mikey, Chris, in the beginning he wanted to win, and then after he realized that, he had a lot of work to do, he kind of shied away from that. He said a couple times he wants to be, but, I haven't seen the confidence in Chris BORICH that I've seen recently, and it's not only been on the racetrack, but also in personal life and social media and some of the things he's been doing. Actually, he and Hunter Hart spent the last couple of weeks training, trying to prepare for this track. Chris normally races and trains with Jared McClure and a few of those guys, Kenny Shea. I mean, there's a whole host of guys that he trains with over there, but he and Hunter were able to hook up, and he said that Hunter's got a really quick speed out there, and that's something that, he was really looking forward to seeing, if he was able to click it up a notch or two. And if he's got Walker Fowler in sight, and if what the track crew is saying, if Chris BORICH is putting that pressure on, then hey, we might be seeing that Chris BORICH break out of that shell. It was 2 years ago at the end of the 14th season, or maybe even 3 years at this point. I have to go back and do the math. There they go. That's through the mulch pile. What did you see going on?
I think that was Walker. I think that was Jordan Ashburn behind him.
Jordan Ashburn.
I believe so.
He's a two-wheeler.
I'm sorry. My bad. Jared McClure. Jordan Ashburn, Jared McClure.
They both
My bad.
Number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, McClure is right there. I know, but they're...
I'm a day ahead.
Yeah, a day ahead. But there is, that's Chris BORICH putting pressure on BRYCEN NEAL. So maybe we got a mixed report or something along those lines. But regardless, we've got really good battles going on right now. We got that's Wesley Wolfe, one of our top rookies right now. He is in a 5th place position, and watching this, I'll tell you, it's pretty impressive because at the beginning of the year, he couldn't hardly buy a top 10 position. He was struggling, and we didn't see that in the XC2 Pro-Am class, but there is a big difference in the XC1 class. Well, he's finally found his legs out here, and it's pretty obvious, I think.
Yeah, so it's absolutely true. That FMF PowerPoint looks fun. And I was getting ready to say, a very familiar name out here at Ironman
if you
motocross
come
track.
here to Crawfordsville during the summer, there's a good chance if you watch this young man race in the AMA Pro ATV or AMA ATV Motocross Championship. He was a rookie in the AMA Pro ATV class this year. Had a pretty good running. I think this is one of his stronger finishes, if I'm not mistaken. And, you know, I've talked to him because he comes here the last few years in ATV Motocross and GNCC as we're watching these battles here unfold. That's the XC2 battle. That's Hunter Hart right there that we were talking about that needs to win this race. And in order for him to win a championship, he's going to have to hope for DEVON FEEHAN to have some bad luck, misfortune, at least enough to take him back to farther than 4th place, so 5th place on back to win that championship for Hunter Hart. But we'll see whether or not that takes place. But anyway, here we are. This is our FMF PowerPoint. Let's talk a little bit about this while we're on this one, Mikey. And our FMF PowerPoint, this is kind of a tricky one. This is not one of those hard sections that you look at and you say, well, at least not right now anyway, that you look at and you say, oh, nothing really too tricky there. But there's a lot of different options. You got sand, you got rocks, you got mud, and you got, I think it's sawdust or mulch pile that they've got. And we know what mulch tends to do. If you're a fan of of John Penton GNCC racing, you know what a mulch pit is capable of doing. And so we're only seeing just a small portion of this. I think there's more of that that we may be able to get a chance to take a look at here in just a few moments. Oh, that's when they come back the other way. I see what's going on. That's 2 different sections of the track. So they'll be heading on around that way. And I'll be honest with you, I'm going to have to pull up timing and scoring here to see where we are on the racetrack itself.
If that mulch pile's anything like the one that we've got out at John Penton, it seems to just continually change throughout the course of the race too, so it's something to keep an eye on. And it's not necessarily something that the pros have an easy time with. You know, a lot of the obstacles out there for the riders, the pros can go through fairly smoothly. Not necessarily the case with mulch piles. It can kind of play some tricks on you as the race wears down on these guys.
Yeah, and I'll tell you the beauty of that mulch pile there in Ohio at John Penton is it's been there for so long that it's taken on different consistencies. It's turning into like a really fine, rich dirt down there now as much as it is mulch. This is still that fresh mulch, and it does have, like you say, I mean, big holes develop, big braking bumps, big acceleration bumps and things like that. So we might be in store for some pretty cool stuff as far as this FMF PowerPoint A and B sections are concerned. Checking in right now with our overall scores to see where we are. No results currently available to display, so we're still waiting on, I guess, these riders to check in for their first lap complete.
You know, I have to wonder, coming into this one, what the mindset, maybe Chris BORICH, we were talking about him a moment ago, being on the heels of Walker Fowler, which it looked like that changed up a little bit as we're getting a look at Walker out in front right now, moving through this motocross section. And, wow, how about that, putting a little bit of distance between him in second place. Jared McClure, not Jordan Ashburn, Jared McClure, getting my days and names mixed up here.
Got your numbers right, though.
I got the numbers right. I knew I was right on the number 4. Just a couple extra wheels there. But getting a look at those guys. But I think about, you know, Chris BORICH, you know, maybe he's found the fountain of youth riding around with Hunter Hart, perhaps. What's that going to tell for him? You have to go all the way back for Walker Fowler. You got to go all the way back to 2012 for his last Ironman win. So normally you talk about, well, yeah, he won back in 2012. Well, it's great. But for a guy like Fowler, you know that he is just a regular, you know, takes a checkered flag regularly. So that's a pretty big drought for him at any specific track. Jared McClure, I believe, coming, off 2 back-to-back Ironman wins?
Yeah, he's looking for a three-peat here, if you will. And we've also seen the fact that he is making his way into position to do that here late in the season.
Figuring out our scoring computer here. I think we're rolling now. It doesn't look like Walker checked in, so we'll see. We got the spinning wheel of death on the computer. So getting another good look at some of our other riders working through this FMF PowerPoint here this afternoon. And then here's XC2, and this is that battle we were talking about. I believe Hunter Hart out in front, and is that FEEHAN behind him?
Well, we're about
I don't think it is. Maybe that's a. Yep, that is. Yeah, 703 of Austin Abney.
Yeah, Abney's the one that got the whole shot there, and he is latched onto the rear grab bar of Hunter Hart there as we update the scenario here. Here's what's going on in the overall, and then we'll assess this XC2 class as well and throw them in there. But Walker Fowler currently holding on to the lead as he turned a 28:35 lap time. Jared McClure just a few seconds back there in the number 2 spot. Adam McGill in the number 3 spot with Chris BORICH. So that wasn't the number 5, BRYCEN NEAL. That was McGill, the Gator. I didn't recognize that. Again, bad eyes. I need new glasses, I guess, too. But Chris BORICH in 4th, Wesley WOLFE in 5th, but there could have been some changes out there, too. Number 8, Marty Christopherson in 6th. BRYCEN NEAL is 7th. Josh Merritt in the number 8 spot. And 9th place is that of Johnny Gallagher. So give it just a moment here, and we'll be able to update things for you from an XC2 standpoint.
Yeah. Jay Humphrey stopping by to say hello. Jay Humphrey out here racing on the ATVs this weekend here in Indiana. Normally out there racing cars, so thanks for joining us, Jay.
Racing cars and racing ATVs,
yeah.
huh?
I'm doing a little bit of both. Used to run some pro class at some locals, so came out and raced the Sportsman A here today. So good to see him. Been a number of years since I saw him. But talking about that XC2, Austin Abney, he's coming off. He had a whole shot a round ago. He had the whole shot here this morning, but better this race than the last as he's on the heels of Hunter Hart.
Wow, big gap.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
But we just got reports. I'm still looking at it right now. I'll get those results for you. But just got a report. Devin FEEHAN just came through. There's a big gap there in time. I'm not sure in position, so give me a few moments to let my timing and scoring catch up with the finish line over there. But regardless, if that's the case, it's not boding well, I don't think, for that championship. But again, we got to remember we're at the end of the first lap of racing, and oftentimes, that anytime we've ever seen FEEHAN with a bad start, he normally can work his way back into position. So don't count him out just yet. But he hasn't had the weight of the championship in the final round of racing weighing on his shoulders either. So this is going to be pretty exciting to watch this one unfold today, Mikey.
Yeah, there's certainly some pressure there, and obviously Hunter Hart, after he's leading after one, he knows what's at stake for himself. So this is going to be one heck of a race from him. I look to see him just head down and just focused. And I got to say, when you watch these guys, there's just, I don't know if it's Hunter Hart's riding style or what, but it just always looks like the guy is just out there just throttle down, going as fast as he can through just about any section of the course. I don't know, it just seems like he's got another gear or something. I don't know what it is.
Well, I'll tell you, lots of folks are machining right now, trying to find that special pattern for that extra gear that he's racing with out there, and that's what's going to drive this sport to a whole new level. This is the finale of this championship season, and Walker is looking at 12 wins in a single season, which is pretty impressive. I'm not going to take that away from him at all. But at the same time, Walker is doing exactly what Chris BORICH did to Walker. He's doing the same thing to his competitors as what Chris BORICH did to him, and that is basically give him the bar to try to shoot for. And Walker is the bar right now, and with this being the final round, there's a lot of guys really picking up their pace here in the latter part of the season, so that's good momentum for them. They're going to go into this offseason with a lot of high hopes and high expectations for next year, so they're going to train hard, they're going to push hard. And I have to think that 2018 is going to be a racing championship season that is going to be You know, I keep saying it. It could be the best season yet. You know, we come off of the best season yet, I think, last year in GNCC, and we may be in the process of getting ready to see the best season yet as well next season. Now, not that this was a bad season at all. It had its good moments and its up moments, but I'll tell you, as far as competition is concerned, I think next season is when the competition is really going to arrive for the battle in the XC1 Pro class. It could come in the forms of a couple of young guys like Hunter Hart, Devon FEEHAN, and Greg Covert and those guys. And even some of the guys like a little further back like Marty Christopherson, who just wrapping up his 2017 season as his first year as a rookie here in XC1 Pro class. So,
yeah, Marty's carrying some momentum here at the end of the year. He's coming off, he had the whole shot last round. He was right there on Walker's heels today to start the race. So Marty Christopherson ended the season pretty well, at least so far. A lot of racing left yet to do today, but certainly off to a pretty decent start.
Yes, indeed, and we are off to a great start as well as Walker continuing to lead. It was the number 4 in the number 2 spot of Jared McClure. And remember, we were talking about Jared there just a second ago. Jared is trying to position himself for that 3rd win, and you know, he's right where he wants to be in that 2nd place position, and he kind of talked about that. You know, if he could just, you know, Walker at the last races, you know, he got with Walker and kind of just made a little mistake, he said, but you know, he's got to try to minimize those mistakes. That was the key to his race, minimizing the mistakes, staying with Walker, minimizing the mistakes, and trying to come out and win this thing at the end, trying to capitalize someplace. And I'll tell you, Jared is one of the riders that can do it, and not only because of speed, but today, as much as anything, confidence that he has with those 2 wins here at the Ironman.
Yeah, that's got to be a big confidence boost for him, coming in, winning this thing in 2015 and again in 2016. So, you know, that's in the back of his mind. You know, can I do it? Can I do 3 in a row?
Wow, I hate to interrupt you, and I hate to sound like I'm making all kinds of weird noises over here, but there is a reason why right now. But look at this. Right now, Hunter Hart leading the XC2 Pro-Am class. Austin Abney, about 1.2 seconds back. Greg Covert, your defending champion from XC2 this year, is running 3rd at 3.7 seconds, then a minute and almost 14 seconds behind that. So that would put him somewhere in the neighborhood of about a minute and 20 seconds behind your leader, Hunter Hart, is Devon FEEHAN, the number 16. I will say this, he is in the perfect position, the position that he needs to be in to win the championship. If he stays there, according to calculations, that will do it. But what happens if a hungry and hard-charging Matthew Lindell, whom we've seen on the podium and whom we've seen rise to the occasion as the race wears on, what happens if Matt Lindell is able to get around and spoil the championship hopes for Devon FEEHAN? And here's the thing, I can tell you this right now, Matthew Lindell, I'm sure, knows the scenario, knows the situation. One of 2 things are going to happen here. He's not going to care. He's going to race his race, and he's going to try to be the guy that maybe spoils this championship run. But whatever the case may be, a lot's going to hinge on what's going on with Matt Lindell, his speed, and whether or not he decides to try to be a player in that championship.
And you know what? Speaking of Matthew Lindell, it's funny you say that because you go back to 2016. Matthew Lindell was 5th in the overall in 2016, just last year. So I'm sure that's in the back of his head as well. He says, you know what? I know I can do well at this track. I did well here last year. Let's make something happen today.
Yeah, and I forgot about that. He's one of those riders that's kind of surprising. We saw him do well at the X Factor GNCC. I think he got a podium finish there, if I'm not mistaken, nearly winning that one down there. So it's not that Matthew has been a stranger to the competition and the competitors in these classes out here. I think everybody knows when Matt Lindell's coming, and right now Matt Lindell is pushing it, and he's right back in the number 5 spot on the 303, but I'm telling you, that is a very heated battle, a highly pivotal position right now as far as the championship is concerned in the XC2 Pro-Am class, and that has to hinge on whether or not Hunter Hart stays out front. Hunter's going to have to win, and he's going to have to hope for Devon to finish further back than 4th. So 5th on back is what it's going to take at this particular point. And what we got is we got a lot of speculation to do here over the course of the next hour or so, Mikey. And wow, rightfully so. This is good stuff, man. This is really good stuff. This is the kind of things that we want to see happen in a championship. Though it may not be happening in the XC1, it's just as exciting here in the XC2 championship, I believe myself personally.
It's exciting. They get to sort it out there on the track. We get to sit here and speculate and talk about it. That doesn't get much better than that.
I'm trying to get here to the overall real quick for us and try to give us an assessment of what may be taking place. And right now, ooh, look at the steam.
Oh, yeah.
Pour out of that. That's exactly what that is. That mulch pile has been sitting there, and though it's cold outside, it's still warm from the warm weather a few days ago. It's all insulated in there, so the more they go through that, the more we're starting to see that moisture seep up, and the warm air hitting that moisture, or the cool air hitting that moisture and causing that fog, that steam that we're seeing come out of the... Oh, yeah, wait a minute, never mind. Track crew just told me they put that fog machine in out as part of the Halloween decorations. Yeah. No, it's not, but it is pretty cool, man.
It's pretty cool.
If we had some eerie music to play down there, that would be so cool, that's for sure. But I'll tell you what, taking a look at this right now, we've got Walker Fowler out front. We've got Jared McClure in second. We've got a big battle on the horizon. Stick around, folks. GNCC Live continues after this. Will anybody stop Walker Fowler? We're never going to know unless we watch.
GNCC is Bald Eagle 50 cal, cowboy boots, diesel trucks, Copenhagen, Bush Light kind of men.
I'm a sore loser.
I'm a sore loser. Losing is not an option for me.
Be the best.
The best. The best. You have to have the best equipment under the hood. That's why I only use
Cometic products in my engines.
Cometic gasket. Cometic gasket. Cometic gasket.
Cometic gasket, a superior quality gasket
for those of us who demand the highest level of performance.
I'm Barry Hawk, 8-time GNCC champion, current Coastal Racing team manager. Coastal Racing depends on Evans coolant because there is a lot of variables in GNCC racing. Toughest, most demanding sports there is. From my experience, without a doubt, Evans is the way to go. We have it in all of our race bikes, our race ATVs, our UTVs. It is for sure, without a doubt, a must on our race team. The pros use Evans coolant, and so should you.
And welcome back to GNCC Live. Rodney Tomlin along with Mikey Waynes here as we are watching this AMSOIL Ironman GNCC from Crawfordsville, Indiana, from the shadows of Indianapolis, Indiana, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I guess the shadows may not cast this far, but it's pretty close to just outside the realm there. And folks, I tell you, we have got a great race that is underway here for us. Walker Fowler is looking to try to capture his first win here at the Ironman since 2012. That's hard to believe.
It is.
And also, Jared McClure is going for his third in a row. Do you see that shirt at Moto 2?
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
In the GNCC Racing Nation. That's right. We stand for the national anthem and Old Glory in the GNCC Racing Nation. Stand for the flag. Man, I tell you, I don't even want to go there.
Yep, I'm with you on that.
I want a bunch of those shirts.
But I do love that shirt. We'll put it that way.
Every day of the week, I can promise you that. Well, let's see here. On me, I got to find my notes from this race. What did I do with them, Mikey? Oh, you got them in paper.
Oh, I do.
Right
I do have paper.
Yeah, let me have
There
the
we
paper
go.
form
They're
of
probably out of order at this point, but as I flip through them all morning.
That's okay. I try to keep mine organized on my iPad, but anyway, I seem to misplace. All right, let's see if we can pull this overall back up. Not real sure how far we are into this race. I'm thinking about 45 minutes at this particular point would be my best guesstimation. My race clock is different than the other clock, so that comes in the wrong date being set in the computer there. But that happens sometimes, and the good thing about it is it's keeping us up to date with who's out front, where they're at, and that's what matters to us here at the announcer's booth and at RacerTV for you folks watching at home. Mikey, I know watching this, we've got a lot of high hopes. We've got a lot of speculation, a lot of great things going on. You know, we talked about this XC1, this XC2 class. We've already got the championship wrapped up. The big question is now, will anybody else be able to stop Walker Fowler at this particular point? Can Jared McClure make it 3 in a row? Can Chris BORICH get back to his winning ways? You know, I mean, it's been 2 complete seasons now that he has been without a win since that win right here. And there's a lot of excitement, I think, that hovers around this ATV race here, Ironman.
Yeah, there is, and I think the biggest thing that sticks out to me is the Chris BORICH win drought. And when you're talking about a guy with the most ATV wins in the history of GNCC and talking about a drought for wins, that's just incredible. And honestly, I think it speaks to the amount of talent that's out there in the XC1 class. I mean, it's not just Walker. I mean, it's, you know, your BRYCEN NEAL coming up and becoming really a podium regular. You know, Adam McGill still always in the mix of things. So there's a lot of names out there, you know, that the competition level, it just seems year after year continues to get better and better.
Folks, don't forget to follow along in social media. Of course, our Instagram, we got Facebook at, well, I guess I should say Facebook is GNCC Racing on the / facebook.com/GNCC Racing. If you want to follow Instagram, it's at GNCC_racing and at GNCC Racing for, I believe, Twitter, and at GNCC Live for our Snapchat. So we got that new Snapchat channel. Also want to remind folks, ATVs and UTVs banquet will be held on Friday, December 1st. Bikes will be Saturday, December 2nd at the Morgantown Marriott Waterfront Place Hotel and Conference Center. Tickets $40 for adults, $20 for kids. And, of course, the top 10 in each championship class will be recognized. Hotel reservations must be made by November 17th to receive the group rate. For more information or to reserve your seat / hotel room, visit www.gnccracing.com. Also want to send out a big special thank you to IXCR. Thank you and hello to all the racing members here this weekend. It's great to have you here at the AMSOIL Ironman GNCC and as a part of the action that's taking place here. Also want to remind folks, Team Faith is partnering with Fuel Ministries to provide not 1 but 2 full hours of youth family activities tonight. Stop by the Team Faith display 5 to 6 for a 9-square tournament. The costume contest will be taking place at Team Faith at 6 p.m. and there will be plenty of s'mores to roast.
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, chapel service will start at 7 o'clock as well. This is the only time this weekend, so both bike and ATV racers are invited to attend chapel services tonight at 7 o'clock. Check out that's not the Ironman bridge, but that is the start bridge, if you will. That's part of the road, or the start road, or pit road, I guess you will, to go down to the starting area behind this Ironman Raceway motocross track. So pretty neat little thing. They're utilizing that, keeping the guys out of the creek. Man, can you imagine having to go through the creek? There is a small creek crossing. I heard them say they sent the youth through this morning. But woo, doggy, man. I mean, get your hands cold on a day like today.
Well, there was some, I don't know if it was a mud hole or something. Alicia McCormick was talking about it this morning. She said she got stuck there and the ATV died on her right there, and she's just stuck in the water. So she finally got out of it and able to pull off a podium finish. But
how about Tracy?
Oh, yeah, that's what that's the segue right there. 10 national championships in WXC.
You know what's great? I've been here for I've been here for every one of them. I literally have been here for every one of them. I watched her and Stephanie Parton battle and duke it out, swapping championships for many years. And then, of course, I watched through the era into the Angel Atwell Knox era. And, of course, Tracy going into retirement with 9 championships and then coming out of retirement after having the baby. And it's been so cool. So congratulations, Tracy Pickens, for your 10th national championship. You may know her as Tracy Checo, but she is married, and she has a little baby boy of her own that I'm sure has his own Yamaha ATV around there someplace.
Oh, yeah.
A little Raptor somewhere. And, well, just good to see her back in her winning ways. Tough break for Angel. I think she had some mechanical issues this morning, which kind of took her out early. But those girls were in a heated bumper-to-bumper race in the early part of it.
Yeah, they were. And I don't think Angel Knox quite finished lap number 1, but Tracy had to finish in first place to capture the championship. And there for a moment, Caitlin Osborne got around her, and you kind of thought, uh-oh, what's going to happen? But, you know.
How about Caitlin Osborne, too?
Yeah, she's really come on this season.
Yeah, and she is actually a girlfriend to Marty Christopher,
Yeah.
an XC1 Pro Class rookie. And I've been having troubles the last few races finding Marty because he's been out running pit boards and gas stops and things like that for her. But the thing about it is, rightfully so, man, this girl's becoming a major player and a big factor that I'm telling you, you know what I said a little bit ago, next 2018 could be the best season ever in GNCC. That right there is just a good indication what's on the horizon of the kind of talents that we can expect to see. I know we got some ATV moto guys like Noah Mickelson. He's talking about coming back and racing some GNCC next season. Grayson Eller, those boys, factory Honda riders from ATV Motocross, they got some support over there. They're thinking about bringing that stuff right on over here to GNCC. Hayden Mickelson running that 4x4 ATV class. So Walker, McGill, and McClure. So Adam McGill has made the pass. How about that? Into the number 2 spot. They're at the FMF PowerPoint right now as we watch them make their way through. And Mikey, who would have ever thought that the Gator would perform well here in Indiana, of all places? You know, he may be a West Virginia native. He may be, by God, West Virginia through and through. But I'll tell you, IXCR, I think, has adopted that young man.
Oh, yeah. Yes, I think you're right. That's where they love them out here. It's unreal. It's almost like a second home for Adam. And, you know, he had a very rough race last round, and he always does this Facebook Live video. And I commented at him and said a few things. I won't say on RacerTV, but basically I said, get your butt on the podium in Indiana.
Whoa,
that looked...
I think BORICH and the 741, nearly identical quads. They're both Suzuki's, those yellow plastics. That was BORICH and Wesley Wolfe making their way through. That's a battle for 4th place, if I'm not mistaken, coming through there.
I think you're right. And those two, were tire to tire going into that mulch pile right there. So
2 big things there. Chris BORICH back and forth, and Wesley Wolfe challenging for 4th place right now. This could be good stuff, man. Wouldn't it be awesome to see both those Suzukis on the podium at the end of the day? I mean,
yes,
they haven't been manufactured for like 4 years.
Yeah.
To see both those machines on the podium would be awesome. There's BRYCEN NEAL, the Bidwell Bullet, trying to tear his way through that mulchy, sandy pile now. He's got company coming in behind him, pretty strict there too. I'm not sure who that is. See if we can get a number on that one.
I couldn't quite make it out.
Johnny Gallagher was here. He could tell you by the way they ride.
That's
that was
true.
Marty
Was it?
Christopherson.
There we go.
Yeah. Christopherson, man, you talk about a consistent season. Marty Christopherson's rode in about that 6th, 7th, and 8th place position all year long. And you know, that's what he was hoping for, was to be a solid top 10 contender. And then once he got into that top 10 contention, was getting close, he's like, now I want to be a solid top 5 contender. He hasn't quite broke into there yet. He almost did, I think, at Unadilla, if memory serves me correct, at his home track. But he's still got a little ways to go. And a little row of a hoe-to-hoe here today, it might pay dividends for him. I'm telling you, the Ironman, just like any GNCC, so unpredictable of what can take place, the things that can transpire throughout the course of 2 hours of racing. What are we looking at? Like an 11-mile course, a little over 11 miles, something like that?
I believe so. It was somewhere in that ballpark. You know what's amazing to me, Rodney, is...
There's Johnny Gallagher. He's not going to beat Walker Fowler.
No, not today. The amazing
Unless
thing
he's
to
that
me...
far ahead and he's getting ready to lap.
Yeah, there you go.
There
Hunter Hart on the heels of Gallagher.
Yeah, Hunter Hart leading that XC2 Pro-Am class. Remember, we were watching, so Hart has to win, and FEEHAN has to finish 5th or worse.
Was that Abney right behind him still?
To lose.
Like
4th
his
or
shadow.
better to win, so he's currently running 4th. I don't know if that was, I think that's still Austin, still right in the shadows. Here comes your Devon. FEEHAN has moved up. Look at that. I think he's cut some gap off. There was about 1 minute and 20 seconds, Mikey, a lap ago that separated these riders, and look at that. He's turned on the turbo, man.
I believe
look at that. He hit that ground so hard, smoke flew up off of it.
I believe he probably got a pit board that said, hey, buddy, you are not going to get that XC2 if you don't get on that gas. So he is throttling through right now and making up a significant amount of time.
I'd like to walk barefoot through that right now. My feet are so cold.
Yeah, I'm with you. I might lay down and take a nap. Just let me know when an ATV's coming.
Wow, you know, it's amazing to me. I mean, 2 weeks ago, the kinds of conditions that we were looking at, we saw it go from great to worse. I mean, great to bad. With the nice dry weekend turned into a muddy weekend, which wasn't really that horrible of a muddy race, but it presented its challenges, no doubt. And we had temperatures 70s, 80s, probably mid-80s for several days. And then all of a sudden, about 3 days ago, temperatures started falling. And I walked out and I was like, whoa, I can't wear shorts today.
Yeah.
And put on a jacket. And then I looked at the weather forecast and it said 32 and 42 for highs and lows at Ironman. I'm like, wow, winter's coming.
Yep, it sure is.
Yeah, and it decided to do it here this weekend. And, man, just if we could have had this race just one weekend earlier. We've been basking, but at the same time, who knows? It wouldn't have afforded us what it does here. That's the great thing about it. That's what I tell people. You know, it's these off-weather weekends, these extreme weekends, the extreme cold, the extreme wet, the extreme hot, the extreme dry, the extreme whatever, muddy. Those are the ones that leave the best memories for you. And they are. They're memory makers, plain and simple. Not that this perfect racetrack condition is not going to be a memory maker here at Ironman, but what will be standing out about, man, it was cold at Ironman in 2017.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, it's funny you say that because I was just thinking when you think of 2017 as a whole and you always think about conditions, well, if it's super muddy, think of X Factor. I mean, it was miserable to walk, but one of the greatest memories from this season, I can tell you one guy that's going to remember it is Walker. The other guy is Johnny Gallagher, picking up his first career win. And, I mean, that's one of those situations where the weather is just terrible, but that's going to be a GNCC memory for years.
Oh, anybody that witnessed it, any Johnny Gallagher fans that happen to be in-house, they are that's something that you're never going to forget. There's Chris BORICH making his way in, and there is old WW, Wesley Wolfe, right behind him right now, Mikey. We're going to try to assess whether or not this is third or fourth place. And I'll tell you right now, talk about good things happening. Number one, Chris BORICH is being pushed by a rookie, and he's going to think, there's no way that I can let this rookie get around me. Number two, wow, what kind of lessons can be learned for Wesley Wolfe latching onto the rear grab bar of a 6-time GNCC champion? You have to think that the possibilities of learning new things have got to be endless right now for that rider.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe Wesley Wolfe's thinking, you know what, Hunter Hart's a fast guy out there, and he's been behind you these last few weeks training with you. Well, now it's my turn. I'm going to do it out here at the Ironman and see what this Chris BORICH is all about.
Yeah, and right now he's got it going on, that's for sure, as, again, watching these riders check in here at the finish line, and
still waiting on our scoring to cooperate.
Hey, Dan, if you get a chance, stop out here at the booth. We got some IT problems, and nothing problems, but something that you need to take a look at, if you will. Look at that, man. Still some leaves on the trees. We're late October. This is peak leaf season. You would think there's a lot of the leaves.
We're stuck. So it's scoring.
It's all good. It's all right. We'll get it. We'll get through this. But right now we just continue to watch and just wonder, man. I mean, here we are, and you know, so often, you know, you start hyping things up and you start looking at this, and speaking of hyping
battle's
up, look
on.
at this. That's Hunter Hart, and is that FEEHAN already caught up behind him, or is that still Abney?
I think that's still Austin Abney.
All right, that is Abney still back there, that number 2 spot. And there's Johnny
There's
Gallagher.
Johnny
They've gotten
Gallagher.
around Gallagher.
So there we go. Is this Hunter Hart pitting? I can't quite tell. Yeah, that was Hunter Hart getting a pit right there. So then there, I
Abney
believe,
goes out front now.
FEEHAN's coming into the finish right now. So now things that's going to We'll see if FEEHAN doesn't take a pit on this lap as well. But if not, it's going to open up the window for him to maybe, cut away some more of that time.
Wow. Man, FEEHAN, man on a mission. Lay him back there, and he's going to do everything he can.
Oh, that was Greg Covert.
Ah, sorry about that.
Well, yeah, Greg Covert on a mission.
Third place for Greg Covert. So if that's the case, then that means, okay, there's FEEHAN. So there, now, okay, remember I was like, man, he's made up an awful lot of time when they told us that was that he was coming into that mulch pile. But there we go.
Covert and FEEHAN in pretty similar gear today.
FEEHAN's
on the red ATV.
Yeah,
there we go.
That's it. We'll start.
Normally we can use the dust or the mud as an excuse.
But today
no excuse.
We're just ignorant. Actually blind. I need new glasses. Really, I do need I need glasses, period, I guess you could say. So I'm going to go with that. But I'm also going to go with the fact that Kevin Trantham's made his way in here this afternoon and going to give us a lowdown on what's taking place out here on this racetrack and talk about his morning here earlier today as he raced that 4x4 Pro Class. He's going to be coming up in the side-by-side, the UTV racing here in a few moments. And Kevin, welcome to RacerTV, man.
Thanks, Rodney. It's good to be here again.
Well, I tell you, you were out there on the track this morning. How did things go for you today?
They went really great. Started off typical, mid-pack to the back, and just kept my head down, and kept pushing and working my way toward the front. And I hadn't really paid much attention, to the results until like the last lap, and it said I was in second. I was like, wow, man, that's great.
that is great whenever that happens. But did you expect to see Landon Wolfe out there this morning? I mean, you got an XC1 two-wheel drive guy, sport quad rider, trying his hand in a 4x4. Pretty impressive stuff, really.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, I was surprised to see him for sure. We went to mark our spots, and there was Landon, and I was like, what's he doing out here?
Hey, you're not supposed to be here yet.
So he marks his spot, and I'm like, well, okay. But yeah, no, he rode great today. I mean, he was is hard to beat.
Well, I tell you, he did allude a little bit that it could be possible that he could race 4x4 Pro stuff. Not that he was necessarily leaning toward that or looking at doing that, but how much of a welcome addition would someone with that kind of experience and speed be in that 4x4 Pro class? You want to keep him out, don't you?
Yeah, after today, yeah. I don't
Talk a little bit about the track. We've had some dry ones in the last couple of races. This one, not overly wet. Seems to be perfect out there, Kevin.
Honestly, it's probably one of the best Ironman tracks we've had in a long time anyway. It definitely wasn't any dust. The mud was not really an issue. We walked the track on Friday, and the track was a lot muddier Friday than what it is today. So it was great. Just
what about the cold temperatures? Did that affect you guys any this morning? I mean, were you kind of ready for it? I mean, myself, I would have got wet and I'd laid down in the woods and cried. It's cold.
It was cold, on the start line. That was one of the coldest parts to me, just waiting to get going. Once we got going, not too bad. I got a little bit of arm pump, I think, from the cold, just the blood not flowing good and stuff. But once I got over that, I was fine. I actually sweated just a little bit, not much, but not near as much as I usually do.
I actually sweated just a little bit. Now, Ironman Hill wasn't in this morning at 10 o'clock, was it?
It was not. We had a few other hills. Actually, they let us do one last year. I think it was the first time we'd ever got to do it. It's actually across the creek from the Twin Hills on that side, which is a good hill climb. I mean, it's not near as challenging as Ironman Hill, but yet it is a challenge.
What was it like? Almost 600 participants on the race course today, man. I mean, that was a big bunch of people out there.
Yeah, it was. We started catching lap traffic on the second lap, and it was constant from there on. you know, I mean, just constantly catching riders. But, you know, when you have 600 plus riders, what do you expect? You know, I mean, you know,
really.
there's just a lot of people out there. So
you're lucky to finish in a race like that. I mean, because
Yeah.
I mean the obstacles increase. I mean, they're doubled out there. I think.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But what about this? I mean, lots of room to pass, good layout for the track and stuff.
It was, yeah. I mean, you know, of course, we've got the big cornfields that we always have, you know, so there's a lot of passing opportunity there. You know, we had some options. The one, no, it was a hill climb before the new one that we got to do last year. You had like 3 options. You could go straight up the hill, you could go to the left, which was an easier way, or you could go up to the right up the hollow. You know, it's like just a gully, you know, up through there. And
holler.
Yeah,
down in the holler.
That's right, up the holler.
No, it's a holler to me. I just like the way you said it.
But I chose going up the holler or the gully or whatever you want to call it. I chose that way every time, and I think it really worked to my advantage.
Really?
Because I know on the first lap off the start, you know, I passed at least a couple of guys or more in my class because they went up the hill and I went the other way, and I come out in front of them. I do know that, so I'm positive it was faster.
Yeah, so unless you like had a rocket or something like that, but yeah, that's interesting, and that you remember stuff like that. Do you remember a lot of the stuff from your races, individual races, year to year like that? I mean, can I say what happened here in 2011? Can you remember?
Well, I guess my age would be telling on me a little bit. You know, I don't remember as much as I used to.
I was just stretching there to see if you could remember that far back. I myself personally can't. Now, did you guys get to go through the mulch pile?
We did not. We did not, which, you know, it's okay with me. You know, because I know that stuff gets, it gets rutted out and whooped out, and, you know, it can get pretty nasty. I mean, we got the one at John Penton, you know, that we always go through, and I know there's been some incidents over the years in the mulch pile, and I've even had one myself. So, yeah, that didn't hurt my feelings none.
Well, I tell you, right now, we have, looking for my notes on this, but we've got the top moments of GNCC and ATV racing here in 2017 as we roll through this one, and we'll have to get some notes on that, so make sure that we get this right. So, but Kevin, believe it or not, you are included in some of the top moments of GNCC here in 2017. Yes, you are.
Yeah,
we'll get that for you here in just a few moments. But right now, as we watch out here on the track. All right, top moments of ATV GNCC 2017. We're flying blind here. I don't even know what they are wrapped into. Get this.
Well, we started out today on the 4x4, you know, in the 4x4 Pro class, and had a great day. Ended up second in class and on the podium there with that finish, you know. So I was real happy about that. You know, we had a good day, and you know, at 4 o'clock that evening, we jumped in the side-by-side and headed to the start line, you know, and just another normal day, you know, of racing and stuff, just hoping for a good finish and everything. So we were running really good, you know, we were passing a lot of the front runners and stuff, so I knew we were moved up toward the front, and we come around to get the white flag, and somebody said we was in 3rd place, and I was super pumped. I just want to get on the podium, you know, so we just rode a good last lap, and you know, just tried to be consistent and come around to the finish line, and somebody said you got the win. We went out and walked the track yesterday. The track looks good. You know, it's a little wet, got some rain here, which I think it needed. So, yeah, we're looking for another good day today. Hope to put the Polaris Scrambler up on the podium this morning in the 4x4 class, and then we'll jump in the Razor this evening and see if we can't put that thing back up on the podium today as well.
Number 3, and here it is.
Yeah.
BRYCEN NEAL finishing the race on 3 wheels. This is one of the earlier rounds, if memory serves me correct.
Yeah.
And BRYCEN,
Tomahawk.
Yeah.
And as we watch, you see that he had to go out farther away and turn the complete opposite direction to get his bike to go left or go right. He had to go left or vice versa there, and pretty impressive stuff. And I'll tell you, that was a highlight of the season for him and a highlight for many race fans to watch him dig so deep to get that finish. Number 2, Walker Fowler capturing the most wins in a single season. Yes, he did that just a couple of a round ago. He broke the record. 2 rounds ago he tied it, but now he is the rider with the most wins in a single season, and he's going to be trying to set that once more here today to a much higher level of 12 wins in a season. And now the number 1 moment of 2017, Johnny Gallagher's X Factor win. The last time we visited Indiana, as he come through there, covered in mud, but I'll tell you, you can see nothing but teeth from under that helmet as he smiled so big and so brightly. Johnny Gallagher taking his first ever GNCC overall win, and to be able to interview him on that day, that
incredible.
Was a special moment for me. I'm not going to lie.
That was one of the coolest moments I've had in the booth all year, because we're sitting here, and I normally do the podiums, and Rodney says, "You are not doing those today. I am going up on that podium." And I was like, "Absolutely, man. This is incredible." I mean, that was just a special feeling.
Oh, I just got goosebumps, man. Watch.
Yeah.
And it's not from the cold this time. The goosebumps. I don't think. That was cool. That was good reliving that. I mean, man, BRYCEN on that 3 wheels, and I mean, it's cool that Walker did what he did with the wins and stuff like that. But man, yeah, Johnny's win, and to think right now that Johnny could be the only spoiler for a perfect season. And the crazy thing about that is Johnny's been racing the pro class as long almost as Walker's been alive and never gotten a win until this year, and he comes out and spoils it. But you know, I think that's even better fitting because Johnny and Walker are such close friends. Johnny actually helped coddle and bring Walker up through the ranks and has been a big mentor in his program. So to be beaten by your mentor, to be stopped like that by your mentor, I think is a pretty cool thing, to be honest. It has to be cool from Walker's standpoint. Even though he won 13 in the perfect season, that has to be cool.
And I think one of the coolest things at that X Factor was, I think the very first rider to come and congratulate Johnny was Walker.
Yeah.
I mean, just right off, jumped off the quad, ran, hugged him.
And may have been happier for Johnny than Johnny was for himself at that point, was the crazy thing. Then it dawned on him. Wait a minute.
Oh, my goodness.
I love it. I love it. What a season, man. I mean, you look back on him like that. And I mean, the funny thing is, that's just 4 moments. I mean, you got Kevin here winning the 4x4 Pro Class and then going out and winning the UTV class like that. That's just, I mean, to me, that's pretty cool, man. And you have all kinds of neat little things like that happen all season long. But Kevin, I mean, did you expect that? I mean, it was big in your life, I'm pretty sure. But did you expect that to be as big to us as it was to you, maybe?
Well, you know, I definitely did not expect to go out and win, you know, and that's shame on me, you know. That's the reason you go out there, you know, have fun and win, you know. And I honestly did not expect it in the UTV, so I guess it made it all that much more special, you know, to get the win.
Well, an hour and 10 minutes into this class right now as we're rolling through this one. And no, we do not have what you have in there right now, Chelsea, just to give you a heads up. And we got Fowler out front as we look at the top of the leaderboard here. McGill, the Gator himself, in that number 2 spot. McClure in 3rd. But I think that we see McClure physically in that number 2 spot at one point. So has Gator gotten back around him? That's pretty impressive.
I think so.
Chris BORICH in 4th. Wesley Wolfe in 5th. That is that heated battle. How about it, man? I mean, Wesley, the rookie, I mean, yeah, they all want to be in the podium. They all want to finish top 5, this, that, and the other. But, man, I mean, to really think about it in the grand scheme of things, to be where he is right now, it is a remarkable place to be. I mean, you look at the points. He's 9th place overall in points. He had some rough rounds in the early part of the season. Marty Christopherson, who's been running 6th and 7th basically all season in the XC1 Pro Class as a rookie, he is ahead of him in points as far as the better finishes, when you look at the big picture, have come by Wesley Wolfe, even though consistency hasn't been on his side. He's shown a little bit more speed this season, so, you know, you have to think, man, what does Wesley Wolfe have to offer for us whenever we roll into 2018? What we got going on here?
Yeah, I'm not sure who that is.
All right, not one of our top pro riders,
then.
I don't see any pink or red backgrounds right now. No, so that's a good thing. Actually,
I
just
didn't
now
know
heard
that.
about that. Just got word that Wesley Wolfe is going to be racing UTVs. Now, is he going to actually be driving, or is he going to be? He's going to be driving, and his girlfriend, who is the one of the top ATV motocross stars, schoolgirl and WMX national champion, is Kirsten Keene, and she is going to be doing the co-piloting in that. So got 2 racers in that one. So way to go, Wesley, man.
Yeah.
Broadening your horizons. Not only do you race ATV motocross at a professional level, GNCC at a professional level, now you're going to race UTVs, man. This kid is, he's a racer through and through.
Must be nice to be young.
Right? Right? Yeah, young and I'll tell you this much. I know he works hard. He put in 54 hours construction work this past week, and I know his dad don't let him lay down and have an easy job of it. He's swinging hammers, throwing boards, doing everything that everybody does on a construction site, and then he comes out here and races. That's impressive to me, man. I mean, he's a 18-year-old kid, something like that. He knows he's got great work. He's got great parents, period, and it shows on and off the racetrack. And he's got a good ride going right now. He's been placed right behind Chris BORICH.
I got to watch him some out on the motocross, you know, and of course Wesley with motocross background, you know, it's fun to watch him do a little styling over the jumps and stuff like that. So it's always fun to watch.
Yeah. He's I think he had a pretty strong finish here at Ironman ATV motocross, if I'm not mistaken. But
I think so.
Just and pretty remarkable. I mean, rarely do you have people that cross over. You do get it, but even more rare is someone doing it at a professional level on a consistent basis. Actually, he's the first one to do it in a long, long time to go after both championships or be a part of both championship battles like that. So with that being said, man, I mean, Wesley is riding a pretty good resume for himself right now. I mean, race fans from several different aspects, man. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people, and he's getting a lot of exposure and a lot of coverage in doing that too.
Yeah, I can remember back, you know, some of the ATV motocross guys coming and giving GNCC a try, you know, just one-off races and stuff. You know, Chad Weenan was here just a few years ago and did Ironman, and I know John Natale's done some GNCCs over the year, back in the day and stuff, but I don't think any of them has done what Wesley's doing as far as doing the full series.
Well,
and
Tim Farr, I know back several years ago, back before our time, my time even in my tenure in GNCC, Tim Farr and a few of the guys would actually do both. Yeah. So I mean, there was only a handful of them that did. So yeah, we're right. So Wesley is a part of a new generation himself. You know, I mean, and I don't think anybody's done it since Tim Farr did it. To be honest with you.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't recognize.
You know, maybe just a 1 or 2 rounds.
Yeah, but not the full series like that. Not at all. Yeah. So right now, watching this, looks like Fowler, McGill, McClure, BORICH, Wolfe, BRYCEN, NEAL back in 6th, Josh Merritt. Wow, how about Josh Merritt? Merritt in 7th place. Merritt on that number 10 machine. We've been seeing a lot of great improvements by him over the course of this whole season, and these last 3-4 rounds have really seen some big improvements by him. Marty Christopherson is running in the 8th place position. Hunter Hart is 9th overall. Austin Abney is 10th. Now, we saw Hunter Hart stop, he pitted, and he lost that lead. Now, the big question is, when and will Austin Abney pit? And if he does, or if he did Hunter Hart get back around him? I almost have to think that would be the case. It'd be a tit-for-tat type thing going on there, unless he was able to get out, stretch it out, and maybe Hunter make a mistake trying to catch back up. But I don't necessarily think that's the way it's going to be, man. Hunter really seems to be in a zone today. He's riding. He knows what he's got to do, and he's trying to make it happen out there.
Yeah, I got to watch him some there, and he's doing really good. And another one, Josh Merritt, I watched him off the start come through the motocross and stuff, and I don't know, he was way back off of the start, but he's really moved up a lot already, so he's
kids
really
having fun, man.
Yeah, he's
kids having fun, and that's one thing that I've noticed about that. a lot of these kids at the beginning of the season, they were all very serious about it. They had a lot of pressure on putting it on themselves, getting it put on by sponsors. Toward the end of the season, nothing to gain or nothing to lose and everything to gain. They're just having fun, riding their four-wheelers, and that's what got them to the level that they're at right now. And we're starting to see that shake loose out here. I mean, look at Josh. I mean, now that he had so much fun doing that, you know he's going to try to come out and have fun at the beginning of next year and try to do even better than that. So, I mean, we're watching this all unfold before our very eyes. There is Chris BORICH going through the FMF PowerPoint right now. He has lost the 741, at least that shadow portion of it, and completely maybe put to rest that paddle for that fourth place position, because where is old WW? Where is the rookie? Did the seasoned veteran maybe have to show him a lesson out in the woods where nobody saw it going on? Maybe he was putting too much pressure on the old boy Chris BORICH there. I'm just kidding, man. I don't know that one way or the other, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say that didn't happen. Right. But as soon as I say that, no, man, he made me mad. I parked him.
Well, I think as big as that gap between BORICH and Wesley WOLFE is, I think it's just as big between McClure and BORICH right now. Didn't see those guys roll through, but, I mean, it was a pretty good amount of time there between McClure and by the time BORICH hit the FMF PowerPoint.
Well, I know last check, when they came through after 2 laps of racing, there were about 40 seconds that separated them. So that's about probably what we can expect if Chris doesn't pick up that pace that those front 3 of Fowler, McGill, and McClure are running at. For some reason, I have to tend to believe that we're going to see that pace for BORICH quicken as this race draws to a close.
Yeah, and right now BORICH is pretty much on an island right now, because this is the first we've seen any riders coming through here.
That is,
that's
BRYCEN.
NEAL.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. That's just
lap traffic in front of him.
Yeah, in front.
I don't know if he knows he's lap traffic, man. You got to move. BRYCEN's probably all over that rev limiter.
Mercy sakes alive. And that's the kind of things that can change the face of a race in just a moment, man. You get behind somebody like that in a tighter wood section that's tough to get behind, man. The person in front of you, Kevin, can really use that to their advantage.
Yeah, and it happens a lot. You know, I mean, when you go to catching lap traffic, like if there's a gap between, say you're running in second and whoever's in first, you know, but there's a gap, you know, they may catch the lap traffic in a place where they can just get right around them, no problem. And then you may catch them in a spot where there's no passing, you know, and then you get stuck behind them for 10 or 15 seconds or whatever, you know.
10 or 15 seconds can cause you a lot. You can lose sight of the guy in front of you, and when you lose sight, it's harder to track him down.
It truly is. It truly is, you know, and we've talked about it a lot over the years and stuff, and you know, a lot of guys say, you know, they have a hard time when there's nobody inside, and I just go as fast as I can and hope I catch somebody. You know? But if I'm
Kevin,
not
I remember it seems like a few years ago you were like ready to retire like 3 or 4 years ago, man. And then all of a sudden you started winning races and you were back. You came back.
Yeah, you got to win in some, you know, and it changes things.
Whoa! I wasn't for sure. Your point was.
Well,
go ahead and say what you thought you saw, because I'm going to tell you.
I did see McClure in front of McGill, but I did not see Fowler, and I may have missed him. But
yeah, we don't know if McClure is in front of Fowler, where Fowler is. Maybe we missed him out there, but yeah, there is some questions starting to raise right now, and that was a little birdie talking in my ear, raising that question. So we're going to have to wait here. Again, you know, with these conditions, sometimes, you know, you miss those riders that are out front. You miss them. They might go a little further away. They look a little different within the shadows or something along those lines. But hey, we'll be waiting right here. And wow, if that was the case, man, the Ironman.
Well, here you go. Here you go. Right here. So that is correct.
Yeah.
Wow. So is it a curse? Is there a curse here for Walker Fowler at the Ironman?
Or a blessing for McClure.
Or a blessing for McClure. We'll call it what you want, but McClure is in position right now, my friends, to make it 3 in a row here at the Ironman GNCC as the white flag just came out, and Jared McClure has somehow or another gotten around the #1 of Walker Fowler.
You know, I'm wondering if something's happened to Fowler. You know, I haven't seen him on the monitor or anything yet, so hopefully, is that him?
That may be him going through there.
I think that's him right there. That's Fowler moving around the lapped rider right there.
So, who knows? They could have got in lap traffic and.
Did we see McGill?
Yes, I did see
okay.
McGill. He was in second.
All right, we'll get an official assumption of, or official assessment of what's going on here.
BORICH coming in.
Yeah, so that's fourth place for BORICH right there still, I think. So we got Fowler, or excuse me, we got McClure, McGill, and Fowler, 1, 2, and 3. BORICH in fourth. BORICH not able to capitalize on the misfortunes of Walker Fowler at this particular point. You almost have to think that would, even though he may not win the race, if he could beat Walker here today, it would be a little bit of redemption anyway, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
No, I can tell you, Chris BORICH is not going to feel fully redeemed till he's standing back in the center of the box.
No doubt, no doubt. Once you've ever got the taste of that, you know, it's you desire it more.
Yeah, nothing ever tastes anything like it. You know, seconds are great. Yeah. You know, but and you know, so somebody like me, I think second place is awesome. But like you say, once you've experienced the feeling of winning, it's not the same.
Second's just the first loser.
You said it.
That coming from a racer, me from a fan standpoint, I think second is amazing, man.
Well, especially, you know, when you're out there with 500 plus, like you were, almost 600, I guess.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, there was a lot of people, which we were expecting it. You know, last year we had over 600 in the morning race, and I actually raced a dirt bike last year here. First time I'd even been on a dirt bike in over 12 years, you know, and I actually raced one here, you know, but
how'd you do?
I think I finished 8th in maybe trail riders class.
Wow.
We were like second row from the very back, you know, and there was 900 plus dirt bikes. It was crazy. Yeah.
Well, what we got coming in here? Let's
that
see.
is BRYCEN NEAL.
BRYCEN NEAL. He's got 4 wheels still. That's good.
So that should put him in 5th place, is that correct?
Yeah, because I didn't see Wesley coming through there, so I don't know what happened to 741. Maybe, Mikey, you got a chance. They're not far away. You want to run over, check out and see what's going on? I think we might have a minute. You. So right now I got Mikey Waynes heading down to VP Fuels Pro Row as we're going to try to get a word possibly to find out if anybody knows what's going on with old WW there and why he's not there. But we got McClure out front, McGill in second. We got Fowler in the number 3 spot, Chris BORICH in 4th. There's a big gap between Chris BORICH and that 3rd place ride, but nonetheless, he's still in 4th. The Yamaha rider, BRYCEN NEAL, rounding out the top 5 on the number 5. And these riders at this particular point, Kevin, I mean, wow, you're an hour and 25 minutes into the race. McClure, he's right where he wants to be. Talk to me about what's going through these guys' mind. First, let's talk about McClure. What's going through his mind right now? I mean, it's in speculation, obviously.
Well, you know, especially here, he's going into the last lap. He's in the lead, you know. I mean, he wants to be smart, you know, and not make no mistakes because, of course, McGill would be right there to take advantage of it and stuff. But in a race like this where you have so many riders out there, you know, the mistakes – sometimes they're not your fault, but you get caught up in them, you know, and I'm sure he's just hoping for a good, clean last lap, you know, to be able to put that thing up in the center of the podium.
I'm sorry to jump in there. I just seen Hunter Hart going through there just a moment ago, and I don't know who that was right behind him, or he was right behind but that might have been the early leader out there, or excuse me, the whole shot award winner out there. But right now I'm just kind of waiting, and we'll get the word on that. But wow, how about that XC2 class? Have you been following that much this season?
Yeah, I have been, you know, trying to keep up with it. And I know Devon and Hunter's had a good battle, you know, and Greg Covert and Matt Lindell and those guys, you know, they've really had some good racing this year. And I've enjoyed watching them. You know, they've had some good battles.
Most certainly have had some amazing battles, and there are more to come in next season in 2018. this has just been, I think, a stage-setting year for some things that are about to come. And on the horizon right now is Hunter Hart, Devon FEEHAN, Steve Cover, Greg Cover. Steve's his brother.
Yep.
Steve, by the way, won the Junior 25-plus class and raced the XC2 Pro-Am class last race. I imagine he probably still is today, but congratulations to Steve on winning that. But Greg Cover, as we said, the defending champion. Whoa, right here.
Well, we got one stalled here, and he's wanting to push, so.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
You guys do that.
Yeah, there goes BORICH. So, you know, he gets, see, stuff like that just, you know, like I said earlier, a lot of times you get into situations it's out of your control. You know, when you have that many riders out there, you know, you get caught up into stuff. But,
wow.
It's part of racing, though.
An hour and 28 minutes into this one. Kevin Trantham joining us in the booth right now. I'm Rodney Tomlin. Mikey Wayne's out in the valley. He's going to try to go get a report from the BP Fuels Pro Row here in just a moment. And was that BORICH just went by a moment ago there?
It was the one that was pushing the one that was stalled.
Yeah.
You know, he was in the back of that pack, and we're not sure.
What about, was McGill in that too?
It's possible.
Well, I think that if that's the case, man, something happened to McGill. He lost a lot of time on McClure out there, and also Fowler, because Fowler was in that number 3 position. So maybe not. That may not have been the case. We may have just looked at that wrong. We're just getting a little excited.
Yeah, I think. It's well, you know, this is last race of the 2017 season. So, you know, everybody's excited.
Even me.
Yeah.
And you.
Yeah.
Let's see, I'm trying to watch these guys go by right now. But look, back to the track conditions themselves, man. I mean, wow.
Yeah, it's perfect. You know, it is absolutely perfect out there today. It's.
I mean, you get a little hard pack in there, but there still seems to be all kinds of traction everywhere.
Yeah, there is. There is, you know. And we had like one creek crossing in the 10 o'clock race. I think the 1 p.m. race has a few more creek crossings and stuff. So that adds a little more challenge to it for sure. There goes BRYCEN.
I think we may have Mikey Wayne standing by down in the pro pits right now.
Yeah, hey guys, I'm here with Wesley Wolfe. Man, Wesley, tough break to end your day today. Talk to us, man, what happened out there?
Didn't even get a good start, you know, but luckily the motocross was right off the bat. Made my way right into third and just rode there. Chris came around me in a field section, so just riding for Chris, and then he let me around and was in front of him for a lap, and then he got in front of me for a lap, and I started hearing like a vacuum noise, and I thought the air cleaner fell off, so I just kept going because I knew it was no big deal, and it kept shutting off on me, and I looked down and just a bunch of oil under the motor, so just tried to baby it in. I'm probably going to throw some oil in and finish this lap and call it a day and get ready to race the Razor.
All right, there you go. Back to you guys.
God, I love his attitude, man. Throw some oil in it, try to finish this lap, and go race the Razor. That boy's all about racing, man. Work and race, and he's got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But you know, that's really cool. She's in the same thing he's into. Top ATVMX star out there. So, wow, what a great thing they got going on there for sure. And Wesley, man, I mean, hey. You are living the dream, buddy. There's no doubt about it. If you only knew. But he works for it, like I said, and his dad makes sure that he's a humble kid.
Yeah, and he is. I like Wesley. And the whole family. You know.
Yeah, Eric's a great guy. That's his dad, and you're back here at the Twin Hills section of this race course as we are basically waiting on these riders to make their way in. Can the sneaky snake, can Jared McClure, and it looks like he is well on his way to making it happen right now. Make it 3 in a row as the Cobra spreads its hood. And I love it whenever McClure wins and he comes across the finish line, he raises up, and it's just like a big Cobra hood. Like he does on the starting line when you watch him in opening ceremonies. I don't know if anybody's got that yet, but that's the idea behind that. That's the reason he goes so slow. And that's to look like the Cobra out there. So he's the snake, the Cobra. And he is ready to strike, and he is striking hard here today at Ironman. And how about it? we have a chance for a record to be broken now in the most wins in a single season if Walker doesn't end up taking the win, because we're at 11 now, so we could do 12, and we could get the perfect season still too. So we still got a little something to look forward to, and Walker's got something to set his sights on next year as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Especially if Johnny Gallagher beats him at X Factor again. Wow.
Yeah.
Again, I know I keep saying wow, and people are going to be, what are you saying wow about? I just keep reflecting back. You know, we look all the way back to the Big Buck GNCC when the championship season began. It seemed like we were starting 4 rounds in, because that's when the Big Buck always was, and it wasn't the normal start to a normal GNCC season. You know, the schedule was a little bit different. It has been a little bit off, but when you look back at it, I mean, oftentimes you think, wow, I mean, this has really been a good year. You didn't know what to expect, and you may not even know what you got yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It may take a couple days or weeks or even a year or two to figure out, oh, that's what we gained out of that, you know?
Right. Yeah.
This is a big season.
Yeah, it is. It is. Right.
And speaking of big, we got a big Halloween hunt, candy hunt going on, or trick or treat tonight. We've got costume contest at 6 o'clock, 5 and 6. We'll have that going on, and 6 o'clock costume judging at 7 o'clock chapel services, and more 9 Square and family activities. Family activities will begin at Team Faith in conjunction with Fuel Ministries at 5 o'clock also. So a lot of cool stuff going on. Mikey Wayne's returning here. You might start making it in just a second, but just stop here for just a second and talk to us, man. We're alluding to the fact that this kid is still looking at going back out on the track. He's not giving up any whatsoever. There is no quitting this kid, man. He's also looking forward to racing the UTV.
It's unreal. I always feel kind of awkward when you got a racer that, you know, is either done for the day or having mechanical issues, whatever it is, about shoving a mic in their face. But that's part of it. But Wesley Wolfe, you know, almost grinning, not grinning ear to ear, but he's just good-spirited, and he's like, well, you know, it is what it is.
He knows what he was doing.
Yeah.
He knows where he was riding. He knows what he's capable of, and regardless of whether he finishes there or even finishes the race today, Wesley has got a lot of positives to take out of not only 2017, but the Ironman in particular, that, you know, he can carry a lot of momentum with through the entire offseason, I have to think.
Yeah, for sure. You know, definitely, you know, he didn't get the finish today that he wanted for sure, but he knows he was running up with the top, you know, top 3, top 4 there.
My question is, guys, what happens when he gets right behind Walker Fowler?
Well,
I think I mean, barring no mechanical issues, there's a pretty good chance that we might see him actually latch on and stay latched on all day long. And, hey, you know, maybe he'll be smart enough to try to figure out, but, you know, he's got to get there. But I'm telling you, he's the type of rider that could do it. He's one of those riders like McClure. If he latches on to Fowler, he could ride with him.
Yeah.
And then wait for a mistake, like I'm sure exactly what Jared McClure did. And it probably forced him into even more mistakes after McClure got by, because all of a sudden Walker says, oh no, I'm not going to get that 12th win. And whether or not, you know, he has that pressure on him, it immediately became evident that it was there, I'm sure, whenever he saw the pass being made out there.
Yeah, for sure. You know, like I say, Wesley's got some good momentum to carry over into the 18 season. And yeah, I mean, he's young, so he's got many years racing ahead of him and stuff. So I look for great things out of him down the road for sure. I mean, we've already seen some great things, but I think it's going to continue to get better.
I know. It's hard to believe when you look at something, you say, man, things are so good. Things are so great. And then how can it get any better? Then you look to the riders that are coming up in the ranks behind them, you know. I mean, like I say, look at the Devon FEEHANs and the Hunter Harts and the Coverts, and those are just 3 names that I mentioned. You know, you still got Wesley Wolfe to contend with. You still got Marty Christopherson that are rookies to contend with. And don't count out BRYCEN NEAL yet.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely BRYCEN.
He's going to be a force to be reckoned with, man. I can promise you that as this championship wears on, not for 2017, but in the future in 2018 and 2019 and the years to come. It's an hour and nearly 37 minutes into this race, Kevin, and never knowing what to expect. And man, tell you what, though, we had some different types of hype coming into this one, and Jared McClure grabbed onto it, man, and did not let go. He's living that hype right there, and that was part of the hype. Can McClure make it 3 in a row at the Ironman?
Yeah.
And right now, it's looking like he can.
That's right. You know, as the old saying goes, it's not over till it's over. Anything can happen.
Right.
But yeah, he's definitely sitting in a good position to make that, you know, a 3 for 3. So I guess we'll get to see here just shortly, but.
That's pretty good. You know, they always say you're only as good as your last race. I've said that a few times. It's an explanation point to the end of the season. It gives these guys stuff to think about, the positives for obviously Jared in this one, but what's it going to leave Walker Fowler to think about? I guess a lot of it's going to hinge what was the problem that put him back in 3rd place.
Yeah, for sure. It'll be interesting to see. Anxious to hear their podium speeches and stuff,
yeah.
you know, to find out what all has happened. But.
And, you know, and I'll say it. We haven't given Adam McGill the love, the Gator, the love that he deserves today. He's been riding consistently 2nd and 3rd place position. He's just been doing it so quietly that we really haven't said a whole lot about it. And, you know, Adam has also had some off races the last few rounds of racing. And, you know, so I guess we kind of just dismissed the fact that he was in there thinking that, well, maybe something's going to happen again, but that's not the case, and that's not what I thought. Maybe not consciously, but subconsciously. But regardless, McGill is 2nd place, and McGill is looking at one of the stronger finishes he's had, and the strongest he's had in several races as far as that goes. And that's good news for him at the end of the season also, because that, again, another big boost for his program, confidence, and everything combined, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, do you associate much with Adam McGill? Do you know much about him? Have you had a chance to?
Some, you know. I mean, we've been down in Florida riding and testing and stuff, and we've seen him down at Croom and different places, and we talked to him at the track and stuff.
He's certainly a different individual, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. I always enjoy talking to his dad. You know, on the start lines and stuff. We have a lot of fun out of each other.
You know, I don't think there's anybody that his dad doesn't have fun with. You know, I mean, he's like guy everywhere you go, he smiles as he walks through a crowd. You know, that's good, and that's where, you know, and not taking anything away from Mama, but you know, Mama's a great personality too. Combine that in Adam, and that's where you get, you know, you get Adam, just a great down to earth person. Hey, buddy, what's going? Good to see you. You racing? Greg Oberholzer from my hometown, living in North Carolina and still chasing the GNCCs. The only time we get to see each other is at a GNCC. And you know, when he lived in Jackson, we never saw each other in town either. We always saw each other right here at the races. Good to see you, buddy. And that's part of the GNCC Racing Nation. He's down in your neck of the woods now, man.
Yeah, good deal.
But, wow, here we are, an hour and 41 minutes, or 40 minutes into this, working on an hour and 41 minutes. We are still just waiting here patiently to find out who is going to take this win. Will McClure be able to do it? Will McGill maybe pull it out? Or will somehow or another Walker Fowler work that magic and be in the center of the box? Now, I don't want to count Chris BORICH out, but just because of the gap that I saw, I don't expect that we're going to get to see him back on the podium today. But a lot of things can happen. It's late in the race. People are getting tired. People are racing that normally don't race at this caliber and at this level, so they might be getting a little more tired, so that could create more of those obstacles out there, and that could give us a rather exciting finish. But I'm not going to count on that because there's not that many. There's only a couple hundred riders out there, but it's more than they're used to.
Yeah, for sure. You know, I think a lot of times in the 1 o'clock race, you know, what they average, 150, maybe, something like that.
So it's about 50, 60 more riders out there, but that toward the end of the race, 50 or 60 more bodies stacks up. Yeah,
I think we only had maybe 300 or 400 more than we usually do in the 10 o'clock. So.
All right, so here we are.
Well, Rodney, I've enjoyed being here with you, but I'm going to have to run back to the pits, and I still like
Let me guess, you're going to go put your fire suit on, right?
Yeah, and it's going to feel good today. I'm kind of looking forward to that, but I've got a few things I got to get done before the UTV race, but sure was good to stop by and
Kevin, always a
visit
pleasure
with
to
you.
have you, man. Always a pleasure to have you.
Always.
Appreciate you stopping in and talking with us and sharing your experiences from the day, and congratulations for being one of the top moments of GNCC,
Yeah,
man.
thank y'all.
All right,
Yeah.
man.
All right.
That's Kevin Trantham, 4x4 Pro Class rider. He's also going to be racing the XC1 UTV class coming up here in just a little bit, right here on RacerTV. And he also stopped by to give us some insight of his perspective of the Ironman GNCC today. So thanks to him. And he's going to take us back to Polaris Machines and see what he can make happen here at the Ironman GNCC. Well, folks, I tell you, we got big things on the horizon as far as this podium is concerned. Can Jared McClure hang on to it? Will he make it 3 in a row, or will something else crazy happen to mix it all up? You can't go anywhere. Stick around. GNCC Live continues after this.
Are you looking for a dirt bike piston that can increase power and decrease blow-by? Then check out Wiseco's all-new Racer Elite piston line. Racer Elite has been used exclusively by the pros, including RCH, Yoshimura, Suzuki Factory Racing, and are now accessible to the public. Available for popular 250 and 450cc dirt bikes, the Racer Elite series is the first off-the-shelf asymmetrical power sports piston ever made. Its fully machined billet aluminum construction features an exclusive custom lap top ring. Step up with dyno-proven power gains with Wiseco's Racer Elite piston line.
You smell it, you feel it, you can taste it in the air. Speed, man. Full wide open. Blast. I didn't really like high school too much. Too booky, too take notes, learn this, and that's it. Got WildTech. They have full-size motorcycles. The feeling of taking them apart every day, putting them back together. You can't explain it. Everything I learned applies to now. Seeing your motorcycle that you put together right around the track at 180 miles an hour, oh, definitely rewarding. My name's Mike. My school's WildTech.
Get on the fast track to a career. Turn pro at WildTech.
Whether you are looking for a 150 class or 600 class deer, X Factor Whitetails can suit your needs. We offer guided weapon of choice hunts for all groups of all sizes. From the time you arrive at our location, you'll get the 5-star service. We boast the capability of sleeping over 20 people comfortably.
And welcome back to GNCC Live. Rodney Tom along with Mikey Waynes now. Kevin Trantham making his way back over to the pits where he is getting ready for the UTV race that you will be witnessing here on RacerTV in just a little bit. And all of us here at Crawfordsville, Indiana's Ironman GNCC as well. But right now it is out front. Jared McClure with Adam McGill in second. Walker Fowler in the number 3 position. Chris BORICH was running 4th. And a little bit of a mix-up and changing going on there, but I think BRYCEN NEAL has moved out into a top 5 position as he was running back in a 6th place spot until a little bit of a mechanical issue by Wesley Wolfe. We got a report from him, from Mikey Waynes, telling us that the machine was spilling out oil. The simple explanation for that is baby it into the pits, put more oil in it, try to finish that lap, and go climbing the UTV for the side-by-side race. That was what Wesley said he was going to be doing. So, glad to have Wesley in such good spirits, even with such bad things happening. But like we mentioned, he's already found out a whole lot of great things about where he stands heading into the off-season, ready for 2018. Did you see, looking down Bender's Row, Walker Fowler out front, McGill in second, and then McClure back in 3rd, so they've done the flip-flop again, and all of a sudden we go back to the hype of Walker Fowler. I told you not to count him out, folks, before we went to the break there just a few moments ago, that Walker Fowler was not finished yet, and that he was still going to be tough to beat, even for the number 4 of Jared McClure, the Cobra. So we wait with bated breath here at the finish line. We'll be getting a visual on our front competitors here in just a couple moments, my friends, but it looks like, according to track crew reports, Walker Fowler has moved back into the number 1 position and is on track for win number 12 here in 2017. A historic day as we take a look at the crowd beginning to gather around the finish line here. Ironman Bridge is packed to the hilt there, as you can see them standing out and around watching these riders make their way across this famous Ironman motocross track, and waiting for this historic moment to unfold right here at the Ironman. The one that you say you saw Walker Fowler take that 12th win out of 13 races in a season, as close to a perfect season as you can get without being perfect. But again, we haven't reached the checker flag yet, and that is not solidified. Can Adam McGill play spoiler? Can the Gator chomp him right at the very, very end? Will Jared McClure, the sneaky snake, find his way back up front before those checkers fly? It's a nail biter. We're all sitting on the edges of our seats right now, just waiting to see what's going to be taking place here at this season finale of the Ironman. Who says it wouldn't be exciting because Walker had wrapped the championship up a few weeks ago? That's not the case. The excitement is in the air. The race fans are feeling it at peak level right now as they are waiting for their racers to make their way in. I believe that is Walker now making his way in. That is possibly McGill and McClure. Maybe McClure in second. There's McGill in third. So maybe McClure now into the number 2 spot. So there it is. A change again. If that's the case, McClure is well within striking distance of Walker Fowler as they approach this finish line region. So it's going to be an all-out drag race down to the very end of the hype. The battle of the day of hype. Will it be 3 wins in a row for Jared McClure here at Ironman 3 years in a row? Or will it be the 12th win of the season for Walker Fowler, setting a near impossible record in order to try and overtake? I don't know, folks. All I know is that we got the reports. I don't know how it happened, where it happened, but we just saw him going through. We got reports. I believe that was Walker out front with McClure right behind him, but there is, I believe, the number 3 of Chris BORICH. I almost have to think that, I don't know, I'm just going to wait. I could be. Don't be surprised if I told you some wrong information. I don't know, because my eyes are beginning to ask questions as well. But I'll tell you, it's finish line. Here we go. To the finish line we go, and here it is. I believe that is Walker Fowler making his way in for these final moments and win number 12 here at the Ironman GNCC. That is 12 wins in one season, and the first win for Walker Fowler here in the soils of Ironman GNCC since 2012. Wow, what a long dry spell for that young rider, but what a way to be able to bring it back. What a way, what a day. Jared McClure in second. Adam McGill will finish in third. Looks like we are watching and waiting for Chris BORICH in that 4th place position. And Yamaha ride, the Coastal Racing ride, BRYCEN NEAL, I believe, will round out your top 5. Mikey Waynes has made his way down to the finish line region right now. We're going to be getting a word in with Walker Fowler. Going to find out what happened out there, what changed things up, and how did he fix it there before the checker flag flew. Just under an hour and 50 minutes of racing is what we were looking at there. Had we gone another lap, we'd been way over the allotted time. So obviously the track crew making a perfect call there. We'd have been like 2 hours and 20 minutes, and that's an absolute no-no if we can at all avoid it. And today it could be avoided. And today Walker Fowler takes the big win. There's Reese Parvin, I think, making his way through the field there. He's one of your top junior class riders, 25 plus class. Sorry, not able to go through some of that amateur stuff today, but just so much going on. I promise you next season we've got a great format for you for RacerTV that everyone is going to be able to enjoy watching, whether you know the pros or know anyone else. We got some cool things that are coming as far as live coverage of this Grand National Cross Country Series is concerned. And we've got a great team that has really meshed well together this year and come a long, long way, even in the last half of the season. So my hat's off to the camera crew, and not only the camera crew, but the guys behind the scenes that are working at the track, at the truck, talking about Adam, talking about Josh Zaleski, who does so many things out there, setting stuff up, even runs camera on occasion. Just so many guys working so hard, so diligently. Dan Reinhardt behind the scenes there, of course. Chelsea Taylor, our producer, who works so hard to make sure that we get all the information. And Chelsea, hats off to you, hon. You've really, really stepped up the game for us all here at RacerTV and made for a much better show. I want to welcome Adam Gordon along as our director. He has done a fabulous job the last half of this season as well. And some of you folks might notice a lot of the improvements that we have been working on just in the last 3 races alone. So good job, Adam, and really appreciate the hard work and the extra efforts that you're putting forth out. Well, as soon as we know what's going to happen here, we're going to be talking about this XC2 class. And yes, the championship's still up for grabs right now. And of course, we're waiting to find out whether or not Hunter Hart can take that win. Will Hunter take the win? And if he does, what about Devon FEEHAN? FEEHAN had moved into the lead, if memory serves me, at the last check. And even if not, he was still in position to be able to capture that championship. So it's just a matter of time right now that we wait and we wonder. Well, okay, I thought we were waiting on Mikey down at the finish line, but I guess we're actually going to be going back to the podium presentations like we did a few rounds ago. So anyway, it'll be just a few more minutes that we'll have before we'll be able to do our podium presentations now. And we'll wait here patiently with bated breath to find out what's going on with the XC2 class. We'll give you the top runner. Okay, we just got the reports that XC2 just came through. Guys are, just through this shot. Okay, you guys are going to have to feed me what positions everybody gets to, okay? So we can make sure that we get this right. So right now we just saw the XC2 going through this section. This is only moments before the checker flag. So basically here in about 30 seconds, checkers will be flying for your leaders in the XC2 Pro-Am class. Wow, this track has held up remarkably today. Some of the best track conditions. I know that some have said maybe the best track conditions in a long, long time that we've had here at GNCC. So again, coming into this one, Hunter Hart, you know, looked like he was on track up until 3 weeks ago. Devon FEEHAN coming through now. Is that second place now in the XC2, I believe? Oh, he is 4th place. Okay, we got some. I misunderstood then. I thought he was out front there at one point. So he's back. He's in the 4th place position. That's pretty much close to where he was, and there to the finish line as the checkers fly for Hunter Hart. He has done all that he can do on board that 17 machine to take not only the win, but hopes of capturing the championship. But according to what we've been told, calculations will bring FEEHAN to the top of the points board if he finishes 4th or better, even with Hunter Hart taking the win here. So basically we're waiting to see and make sure at this particular point whether or not FEEHAN is going to be able to do it with, from that 4th place position. So that'll be pretty cool. We'll get a chance to crown Devon FEEHAN champion. We'll do that up there on the podium. We'll do that after the XC2 celebration, I believe is how they'll handle that. But regardless of what order they go in there, it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of excitement, and a lot of celebrations taking place here at the Max's Victory Lane at Ironman GNCC. And don't forget, folks, when you look at that backdrop back there, that's a specialty backdrop that we had made specifically for this round of racing. And if you want that, we're going to be auctioning that off. All proceeds going to breast cancer awareness and research. And right there it is. I know last year I think someone bid as much as $7,000, if memory serves me correct. I don't know what it'll go for. That was kind of a surprise. FEEHAN takes the fourth place position, and the way that things are going there, I think he may have taken the win as he talks with Austin Abney. Austin Abney congratulating him. I believe we've seen there's Marty Christopherson congratulating him as well. So the 16, Devon FEEHAN is your champion in the XC2 class with a fourth place finish here today. Hunter Hart taking the win. He did all he could do to take this championship, but it was just one round ago, 3 weeks ago in Ohio, that was the demise of Hunter Hart's championship run here in 2017. But nonetheless, he tried, he gave it all he could, did everything he could to put himself in that position. He was right there all day long, but he was at the, I guess, mercies of what happened to FEEHAN in that in this final round of racing. And well, mercy did not show its side and favor to Hunter Hart today as far as the championship is concerned, but he does get the big win, and that's a whole lot to take away from this final round of GNCC here in 2017, as we saw Mikey Waynes down at Max's Victory Lane as he is preparing for the podium presentations. We're getting ready to send the guys down. Good time for you to go get me a cup of, go get you a cup of coffee with lots of sugar. I mean, if you drink with sugar, I do, but I'm, it's just me. I'm kidding, but not really. I'm cold. Coffee would be good right now, but man, it is a cold day here, and I think we're looking at temperatures in the mid to upper 30s right now. And it was like 40-some this morning when I woke up, or right at 40, so it was warmer this morning before the sun came up than it is right now. The 16 shirts are out everywhere. You see all this pink out there. That says Funk Nation on it, I guess, huh? I do want to take this opportunity to say thanks to Loft Power Sports here on hand with us this weekend, raffling off tickets to win the fully restored one-of-a-kind Loft Power Sports 1989 TRX 250R. The Loft Power Sports will be donating $1,000 to the Susan G. Komen Foundation to benefit cancer research. The raffle will started yesterday, where you'll be able to purchase your tickets at the Loft Power Sports tent. The raffle will run until all slots are filled, followed by a live raffle selection. Ideally, all slots will be filled by the end of race weekend. There will be 250 slots to be filled for $25 per slot. Well, folks, we got podium presentations coming up here in just a moment. Stick around. We got more from the Ironman.
Introducing Sound Art, the world's first truly customizable, concealed, flat panel art speaker system. Sound Art is elegantly hidden behind a high-grade, textured canvas wrap, bringing together the best of sound and art. This innovative design allows for a truly invisible, high-fidelity sound experience without bulky speakers. Sound Art by Ansia. Your art never sounded so good.
Razor, Ranger, Sportsman, Ace. If you live for the outdoors, there's a Polaris to match your passion. Confident, comfortable, capable. That's Ace. With a solo cockpit, automotive controls, independent suspension, all-wheel drive, and up to 45 horses of fuel-injected power. Calling it revolutionary would be an understatement. Polaris, the world leader in off-road innovation.
Even when you're the best, you never stop striving to be better. The all-new from the ground up 2018 Yamaha YZ450F is now available at LoJack Cycle Sales. With over 40 years of experience in motorcycle sales and service and 15 national championships, we know racing. So stop by LoJack Cycle Sales today in Tarentum, Pennsylvania, and visit our online inventory at www.lojacks.com. Yamaha YZ. It's why we ride.
And welcome back to GNCC Live here on RacerTV.com. Rodney Tom along with Mikey Waynes, who's made his way down to the podium as we're getting ready to celebrate the 12th win of 2017 for Walker Fowler as he sets a single season wins record at one nearly impossible to break except for a perfect season, which is something that he himself is after as well. and Johnny Gallagher, the only one to stop him in his tracks as far as that is concerned. But congratulations to Walker, nearly making it 3 years in a row. Jared McClure was out there as well as Adam McGill. We'll be heading over to the podium with these boys here in just a couple of seconds. And man, wow, what a big day of racing. We still got more to go. We got UTV racing coming up here in just a few moments. So you guys out on the starting line are headed toward the starting line. We will get out there and get things going as soon as possible. So we'll be back as quick as we can on RacerTV after we shut things down here. And I know Chuck LeMaster will be along. I believe Jesse Strawham. And I'll be along at some point, but I've got to go someplace and warm my feet. I'm just going to tell you the way it is, folks. It is cold out here, and I'm going to get some hot hands and put in my boots, I think. The beauty of GNCC. I love it. It starts early in the spring, and it ends late in the fall. Gives you all the elements of every season, from winter to spring to summer to fall. Toss it to what? Oh, yes, that's right. We had an opportunity to catch up with our newly crowned youth overall ATV champion, and we caught up with him after he posted yet another win after this morning's Ironman GNCC. Mikey Wayne's caught up with Lane McCormick.
Well, Lane McCormick, man, another win for you. Summarize this 2017 championship season.
I'm so happy with this season right now. I've been consistent. The quad's hung up with me. It's got a good beating this year, and I'm proud of it, and I'm proud of myself.
Here we go. Back to you guys.
Well, Lane wrapping up a national championship on the heels of his mother's championship from 2016. Of course, I believe that Alicia, his mom, actually finished second in the championship behind Tracy. Second in the race today, I'm sorry, and third in the championship this year, I think, behind Angel Knox. Also, second place going to Casey Simmons this morning in the youth overall, and it was Colton Buck in the third place position. So congratulations to all those folks as Mikey's sharing his pizza with the race fans. That's pretty cool, man. $250 whole shot award going to be given out to Walker Fowler here in just a moment. And look at that trophy. Can you zoom in on that trophy a little bit? That first place plaque that they got down there. They always try to do something really new and unique out there. The crowd really starting to pile in here at the podium. Again, folks, I got to commend the Indiana race fans. As cold and miserable as it is out, they've all stuck it out. They've been here with us all day, and our hats off to them. Or if it wasn't for the GNCC racing fan. Well, folks, I tell you, as we watch this championship and this season wind down in ATV racing, there's still one more race to go today in the side-by-side racing. And here's the scenario that we've got to look at for you. We got two brothers, the Miller brothers, Hunter and Cody Miller, are battling for the overall championship. And of course, I believe it was Hunter Miller, if I'm not mistaken, taking the championship there last year and actually running the number one and challenging for the championship this year. But it was his brother that stepped up to the plate, surprisingly, if not to him, maybe to everybody else, but Big Brother stepped up to the plate and has been the biggest thorn in the side for Hunter in his bid for the championship. So Cody Miller and Hunter will be going at it for the championship of the UTVs. There'll be some guys trying to play spoiler out there, obviously, but I tell you, this is the first time that I can recall that two brothers have been battling for a championship in GNCC, at least in recent history, in professional ranks especially. And now that I think about it, maybe the only brothers that have battled for championships like that. So pretty cool stuff going on there. Now, I will say this, that there is a chance that looms on the two-wheel side of things with the Baylor boys, as we're watching both those riders work their way into maturing into great racers in the XC1 class right now. But if you will, join us over at the podium. There's the shot of the finish line right now. Celebrations continuing to wind down and things shifting over toward Max's Victory Lane, where we can get this podium presentation and celebration completed and get ready for another big event here. So we'll be back, as we said, in just a little bit. We'll be back also tomorrow, right before 1 o'clock, as we'll be presenting to you the two-wheel side of things here at the Ironman. Don't forget the banquet coming up for ATVs and UTVs on Friday, December 1st. Bikes will be December 2nd on that Saturday at the Morgantown Marriott Waterfront Place Hotel and Conference Center in Morgantown, West Virginia. The top 10 in each class, in each championship class, will be recognized. Hotel reservations must be made by November 17th to receive the group rate. For more information or to reserve your seat/hotel room, visit www.gnccsracing.com. A big thank you also to all of our friends at IXCR and all the racing members. It's great to have you here as a part of the AMSOIL Ironman GNCC, and inviting everyone to stick around. Team Faith is partnering with Fuel Ministries again tonight to provide not 1 but 2 full hours of youth and family activities tonight. Stop by the Team Faith display from 5 to 6 for the 9 Square tournament. The costume contest will be taking place at Team Faith at 6 p.m. and there's plenty of s'mores to roast. Mikey Wayne's down on the podium right now as he is getting things ready to go and setting these guys up with their hardware. And we're going to head down to Max's Victory Lane where we get ready to celebrate. Mikey?
Well, thank you, Rodney. Still waiting on Walker Fowler. Is he still getting warm? He's a little chilly. I think he was in the trailer. There he is. He's on his way. He's on his way. He's hustling. He's got hot chocolates. I think one's for him and one's for me. Probably not. That's all right. Well, we'll get things underway here in just a second. I tell you what we can do. We can. Adam, do you want to get started? All right. Well, oh, and also, while we're waiting, we get you guys to sign this backdrop here. You want to get it started? You sign it wherever you want. Warming up. All right, well, we'll get this underway here with this guy. Can barely recognize him with the beard. Mr. Adam McGill. Now, chomp. Adam, you know, we talk all the time, you know, off and on, and I said, man, it's simple. Just get your butt up on the podium, right? And, well, today you did it, and I made a promise to my fellow hillbillies of Indiana that the West Virginia hillbilly would get up here, and you did, man.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been a long time coming. We've definitely been down. I mean, a third place feels like a win out of the stuff we've had, Mikey, you know, and these fans out here, snowshoe fans are good, but you Ironman guys are something else, that's for sure. So, I mean, hats off to everybody out there, all you guys out here cheering us on, you know. It was, I think we had a good race. I think we put on a good show for everyone, and hopefully everybody out here enjoyed it.
Did you guys enjoy it? I think that's a yes, man. Well, talk to us about Ironman. What did it take to pull off, you know, the podium finish out there today?
You know, I felt pretty good for the most part. I mean, I don't feel like I could have won today by no means, but I mean, we put ourselves in a position to actually win the race. And you know, I run up front and or actually had a decent start, and I saw Merritt wreck right off the whole shot, and it kind of made me check up. I mean, it's pretty violent, so hopefully he's all right. We got out there, and the trail split, and some guys went down a ravine, and I went across the top, and I come out and I'm in third, and I'm like, okay. I literally thought I got lost. I was on the wrong track, and I'm like, you know what? Old pork and bean, and I don't care. So we kept going, and ended up running these guys down, and I actually got in the lead once. I don't know if we recorded a lap lead, but I got in the lead once, and Jared got away from us quite a bit there on the last lap, and I knew Walker was behind me, and I pulled over and let him go, and he put a lapper in between us, and so we lost a little bit of time, but thank God it wasn't enough to lose this. I mean, damn, it's been a while, and it feels good, baby.
Absolutely, my friend. Well, do you keep the beard over winter?
I don't know. You guys think I should keep it, or you think I should shave it?
All right, who thinks keep it? Who thinks shave it? There's like your wife and 2 other people. Well, man, I know you didn't do this season all by yourself. I know you got some sponsors and folks out there that help you out.
Oh, for sure. I mean, this one's been a long time coming. This is a bittersweet. We've led here a lot of years and broke, and I'm very thankful we was able to finish. But my dad and my wife putting in the time, and we'll be back another year. It's looking like and we have CST tires worked awesome all day long. Induction solution with the nitrous. This thing is no lack of power in the field. Moose Racing with the awesome gear. Obviously, you see me up here in it staying warm. Lone Star components, custom axis shocks, Spider Graphics, Rage motors, Twin Air, RG Honda, Loud Performance, Hyper wheels, All Balls, Get It Performance, FMF, Tire Blocks, Quadtech, Dirtworks, UPP, Wiseco, Vanilla Gorilla, Leat. We also have Fast Company, IMS, RG Honda, where these machines come from, Sunstar, Renegade Fuels, Evans, Outerwears, DP, Mayer, Works Connection, Alco, RGR, Streamlight, Boysen, Pirate MX, and, what? Thought somebody was saying something. And all you fans out there, thank you so much. All the competitors here. We're going to be back, and we might, kick their ass next year.
All right, there you go. Adam the Gator McGill. All right, up next, man, second place today. One heck of a battle. Mr. Jared McClure. Give it up for this man. Well, Jared, man, talk to us. This was a heck of a race. I mean, you're coming into this one. You've got 2 Ironman wins in the last 2 years. You almost had this one, man. Talk to us about what happened out there today.
Oh, man, it was kind of an up-and-down day for me, man. Well, I mean, I was up near the front pretty much all day. Got a great start. Bike 100 fired right up, Baldwin motor, man. Pulled me up right in the second, right behind Walker. We ran the first lap together. I got by him somewhere out there, split line, and then I think he was setting a little better pace, so I let him back by in the one field, and we were rolling pretty good. And then over here, I just came in a little hot to a turn, bumped a tree. Adam caught me, and then he passed me over here in this one section coming up a hill climb. But other than that, I was running third, trying to run him down, and then I think it was third lap or something. Walker went to jump some creek out there. I don't know, and he ended up stuck in it, and I got by him and Adam there and checked out a little bit. Just was trying to put good laps in at that point, and it went pretty smooth for me. And then last lap, the lappers got pretty bad. I seen Walker was, I could see him coming in certain spots. I kept looking back like, man, I better be careful, keep it smooth. Coming through pro pits there was a split line at the end, and I took the inside the lap before. I thought it seemed slower, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to rail the outside. And I was pretty sure he was going to try to get me, and it worked for him. We would have came together pretty hard, and he had the line on me, so he got me fair and square. It was a fun battle into the finish here, man. We were going pretty good, but I had nothing for him. He got me.
Well, I got to tell you, man, it provided one of the most entertaining last few laps we've seen all season. So congratulations to you, man. Do you feel pretty good about how this 2017 season went?
Yeah, for the most part. I had 1 or 2 bad races, but I think most of us do, except Walker. I don't know how the heck he does it. But I think I finished third in the points now, so it's tied my best season. The win today would have bumped me in the second, I believe, so I'm kind of bummed I didn't get that win. But we had fun, we're safe, and we had a good time.
Great work, man. Who are your sponsors and folks you'd like to thank out there for helping you out all year long?
Yeah, I definitely got to thank the crew that came out here with me. Randy races with us, my buddy Coyote and Jordan. All them guys came out helping out big time. Then got to thank John Bowers, Bowers Motorcycle Supplies. George and Roy take over the shop. They work there now too, so got to thank them guys. My mom and dad, they couldn't be here, but I know they're watching, so wish I could have got the win for you guys, but hey, we got to take second. Then I just got to thank Elka Suspension, worked awesome today. Texera Components. excuse me, Douglas tires and wheels. Baldwin, I said this motor was ripping. The Moose gear was awesome today. You know, kept me warm out there, even how cold it is. A little cold now, but I'm wet. But Precision Motorsports, Elka, Quadtech, Dirtworks, MotorPro Training, Wiseco Pistons, Works Connection, Matocycle, Bell Helmets, Impact Solutions. Jay Goebel helps me out. Spider Graphics for keeping this bike looking awesome all season with their graphics. Harlan Foley, he's actually here taking pictures. ATVriders.com. Big shout out to him. He's been a long-time supporter and a friend of mine. So, I wish I could have got the win for him too, because sometimes he's good luck when he shows up at these. But I did what we could. So, thanks.
There we go, everybody. Second place today, Mr. Jarrett McClure. Well, the next guy doesn't really need any introduction, but this, my friends, your first place finisher with 12 wins on the year, your 2017 champion, Walker Fowler. Well, Walker, I'll try to keep it as brief as possible, man. You're shivering, man. Talk about this record-breaking season.
It's just, man, it's incredible. Just the fans, that's what we do it for. And Ironman never lets us down, for sure. Getting that killer start at the beginning and, even just everyone, tooling around in the pits. It's just crazy the amount of people. There was a lot of people today in the pits that said, hey, today's the first GNCC. I can't believe it's this big. And I said, well, you'd probably be a little bummed out if you went to any other one, because this is the one to come to if you're going to come to one. So you guys are awesome. The hill climb was just insane as always. Moto was sweet. Like I said, man, for the fans, it was super cool. Just a crazy year.
Well, man, what's the mindset going into 2018 next year?
It's going to be hard to top this.
I mean, you got to go perfect. That's all there is to it.
At round 6, and Adam was up there, and we were all kind of joking around. We said, and that was in May, I think. How funny is it that 2017 will go down in the history books as the year that Johnny Gallagher messed up a perfect season. And here we are, and Johnny Gallagher messed up a perfect season. But, man, I'm just so pumped for him. And, he came over after the race and congratulated me. Bloody nose, almost 40 years old, still out here getting top 10 finishes. And you know what, if the perfect season never happens for anybody, at least, the year that could have happened, Johnny Gallagher got a win. So, that's, like I said, that's going clear back to May, and it's just insane. But, you know what, forget all that. I had a killer ride today with these guys. They made it fun. And, we got off to a great start. And Jared was riding awesome. He picked a good line, probably about the 6-mile marker. And, I was starting to get pumped up, but I wasn't sad when he was leading, because he clicked another gear and we were on our way. And, we kind of had set a pace where no one was really catching us. And, of course, I get back out front, and I thought I was, lighting the world on fire. And Adam catches us. So I was like, well, that proves that theory wrong. So we had a good 3-way battle going, and lap 3, I just came off this little creek jump thing. I didn't know there was a creek jump on the property, but I found one, and man, did I not make it, and I knocked the wind out of myself and hit the old cojones, and Jared got away from us, and Adam sat there and was like, you good? And I was like, oh, yeah, I'm good. He's like, no, really, you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. But, it's super cool at the pro level to have guys that'll stop and make sure you're okay. And, I really respect that out of him. And, he was trying to run down Jared, and I kind of got my bearings back together, both of them, and started trying to piece the puzzle back together. I thought we were going to have a 5-lap race, and we came through, and I was pacing myself there, feeling not so good, and we got the white flag, and I was like, uh-oh, it's time to go, I guess. And just had to put the pain aside and start riding a little over my head. Just was thinking about the win, and blast the creek crossings the last lap. Couldn't feel my hands or nothing. And Adam, I caught him, and he actually even pulled over and waved me by. And again, that's super respectful. He said that he didn't think he had the pace to try to run Jared down. He knew I did. So hats off to him for doing that for me. And we ran Jared down, and I had 2 spots picked out, and neither worked, and we got a split line, and I just bonsai'd it, and we kind of came together, and I guess I got the longer stick, and we was a little nervous through the moto section, but we brought it home. So not to just go on and on, but man, when it's that close of a battle all day, there's a lot to talk about.
It was one of the most entertaining ones of the season, my friend. Well, congratulations to you on a record-setting season, on another championship. You're not going anywhere for a long, long time. We know that, and we know you don't do this thing alone, my friend. Who are the sponsors and folks out there that help you out?
I definitely got to give the glory to Jesus Christ first and foremost. Just as the wonderful race day and just the competition, just this opportunity. This is an incredible platform to be able to speak on. Definitely got, like I said, my fellow competitors all season. You know, we have our ups and downs, but at the end of the day, we're a tight-knit group of 14 pro ATV racers that are pretty much getting to live a dream. So it's awesome to be able to share podiums and memories on and off the track with these guys. The fans, thank you guys so much. Like I said, without you guys, we're not up here doing this. So thank you so much. GNCC, obviously, for giving us this platform to be able to race on. Definitely got to give a big shout-out to all the guys at Yamaha, Steve Nessel, Donnie Luce, everybody that's here. Thank you guys for making the trip here. Definitely the whole WFR, Maxxis, FMF, Yamaha Fly Racing team. My mechanic, Mark Notman, he is actually an undefeated mechanic this year, which is pretty sweet. He works on Johnny's quads. Yamaha went undefeated this year, so that's pretty incredible if you think about it. Lone Star Components, Moto Experts, Toby Reed right on down the road, got this thing firing awesome. Got a whole shot today. That's pretty cool. Got the win. Thanks, Toby. Hinson Clutches, Graphic Works. Oh, man, the voice is going away. Fox Suspension. It was also an undefeated season for Fox, so that's incredible. Maxima Oil, undefeated season for them. Goldspeed Wheels, undefeated season for them. Fast Flex Bars, undefeated season for them. GYTR, Alpine Stars, undefeated season for them. Atlas Neck Braces, Tire Balls, Webcam, Waynesburg Yamaha, Precision Anti-Gravity Batteries, Motor Seat, Vortex, IMS, Intense Fabrication, Hill International Trucks, DP Brakes, thanks Larry Mills. Oh, I know Adam's getting a little scary. Oh, Mom, that's not Adam. Usually it's Adam that's doing the weird stuff. CV4, Scott Goggles, Psycher Racing, Works Connection, ODI, VP Racing Fuels, Carb Sport, Human Race Fuel, Richardson Cooling Packages. Saw Cole running around here. Good to see you out here, buddy. D&V Trucking, Fuel Customs, FIDA Freightliner in Austin Town. My mom's motorhome was broke down right before we were getting ready to leave, and they got her in and got her here, so that's awesome. And, man, the fans, thank you guys so much. My sister's here. How about that? She was training with me, kind of was starting to, I don't know. Thanks, Em. My whole family's here. Love you guys. Thank you. Just incredible. Thank you.
Walker Fowler! All right, well, celebration's on. We'll get them together, get a nice little picture. Kenny Hill's going to snap that photograph. Might mention, too, Walker Fowler also going home with the Whole Shot Award today, $250 from Wiseco. Get it, my friends. That is as good as it gets right there. We got the good picture, got the photo, got the thumbs up from Kenny Hill. Now it's time to pop some bottles. Make it rain. Well, yeah, that one too. I'm going to take my cue and stand back here. Out of sight and out of mind. There you go. Get you a swig. Holler and swaller. There you go. All right, who wants to be covered in freezing cold champagne? Let's hear it. Come on, guys. I know you front runners. Normally you guys go running. You got nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Waiting on Walker, shaking bottles, popping bottles. And there we go. That sweet, sweet taste of victory right there. Walker's still working on his. I think his hands might be frozen. He acts like this is his first race. His first race win. Is it a pop top? It just stuck? It's probably frozen. When that goes, man, it's going to go. Oh, yeah, that thing is stuck. Watch your eyes, kids. In the splash. Don't point it at me. Hey, now we're talking.
top moment number 5 of ATV racing right there in GNCC. Struggling to get the bubbly open, but look at that. The sweet, sweet taste of victory right there. I know that one took a long time coming, but he got it. And that is going to wrap up things for the XC1 Pro podium. We got the XC2 Pro Am podium coming up here in just a couple of moments. So, folks, stick around. GNCC Live will continue right after this.
Get the most protection for your vehicles and toys and the most bang for your buck with the AMSOIL Preferred Customer Program. Join today and receive up to 25% savings on AMSOIL products, exclusive product and shipping promotions, free AMSOIL gear, points on all purchases, referral rewards. Register today and take advantage of all the benefits offered by the AMSOIL Preferred Customer Program. Visit amsoil.com/PC.
Here at Rocky Mountain ATV MC, we go beyond selling parts, apparel, and accessories. We take pride in supporting the sport. We're proud to sponsor GNCC Racing and the KR4 team. It's just one more way to show our dedication for the fans and riders of this great sport. RockyMountainATVMC.com. Get ready.
If you believe life starts where the blacktop ends, if the power of an engine makes your heart race, don't settle for anything less than Polaris RZR, the ultimate off-road vehicle. With unequaled power, unrivaled suspension, and unmatched agility, all perfectly combined to help you chase down what matters most. Polaris RZR, we fuel your freedom. And now's the time to get up to $2,000 cash back during the Polaris Spring Sales Event.
And kind of sounds like celebrations are still underway on the podium from my vantage point over here right now. But again, what a big day there. We followed this right from the get-go, the battle in that XC2 Pro-Am class. Hunter Hart needing to take the win, and if he wanted to win the championship, Devon FEEHAN had to finish a little further back. Look at that, Walker Fowler throwing out the swag right now. And so we're I think he just emptied his duffel bag there, so I think that part of it's done. Now it's Adam McGill's turn. Adam wants to hear all kinds of noise from you folks. So we're resetting that podium. By the way, back to the XC2, Devon FEEHAN did everything that he needed to do today, which was finish at least 4th place or better to take that win in the championship. And from what I gather, all calculations, we have a champion to crown coming up here in just a few moments. Walker Fowler still got a few tricks out of his bag there. Oh, and he's giving away the medal. He's giving away the medal. That is a pretty high. That's, man, who wants that? Show us how bad you want Walker Fowler's medal right now. Look at that. He is going to hand deliver it to some race fan out there. Where is it going to go? Who's it going to go to? Who's he picked? Oh, look at that right there. Right there in the back of that kid right there has got to be stoked. Do you see his face? That was pretty cool. So way to go, Walker. And look at that. Now Adam McGill, he's going to give his 3rd place medallion away. Then he's tossing it up. And a fist fight ensued. No, I'm just kidding. But congratulations to whoever was able to snag that. Guys, let's get these things off the podium. Let's get those XC2 guys up there. And let's get this podium wrapped up so we can get some UTV racing underway coming up here in just a moment. Yeah. I think that we're looking at 4:30 for the start. Well, it ain't going to be 4:30. Closer to 5 at this point, unfortunately, but we'll try to get over there and get it going as soon as we possibly can. Podium presentations for XC2 coming up right now, my friends. As you can see, the crowd's beginning to gather over there at the start for the UTV race itself. Mikey Wayne's waiting patiently on his home stage here in Crawfordsville. This is his hometown.
Hey, Rodney, to interject real quick. These guys, you don't want to go away because XC2 podium, your hometown boy, or pretty much hometown, Austin Abney, got first place in the XC2. So going to be a local celebration for that young man.
Alrighty, so Austin got the win. Okay, sorry about that. I thought that Hunter did, but regardless, wow, Austin got the whole shot today too, and he was right there shadowing Hunter all day long. You know what? We might have a new player, another new player in the game out of Austin Abney. So, you know, I love this Ironman, man. It leaves you with so many questions. So many questions, wondering what next year will bring, and if any of this has any bearing or indications of what the following season will be. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but hey, we'll see. Did you give away your helmet? Is that what you're going to have to use for a helmet now, Adam? Somebody's got his helmet, maybe back in the pits already, but Mikey just about threw that to the crowd. Somebody just about got him a Leat brace there or something like that. So, folks, inviting you back. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back on for UTV Racing. Chuck LeMaster. Jesse Strawham is here. By the way, congratulations to your sister on her nuptials last weekend. I understand that Chuck LeMaster, our GNCC pastor, performed those. So, congratulations to you, Jody. What's her last name now? Bogus? Botus. Congratulations. In the practice, okay. She said Chuck pronounced the name wrong, but it was in the practice. He got it right at the actual wedding itself. Mercy, somebody bring this boy a pizza. Somebody let him get off a podium so we can get these XC2 boys on here. How about it? We love you, Adam. We do, brother, but we got other forms of business we need to get taken care of. All right, Mikey, let's get this thing going, buddy. Get those XC2 guys up there. We got more racing. We're running out of daylight, buddy.
Yeah, Rodney, you're absolutely right. We're going to get the XC2 underway as soon as we push Gator off. All right, curtains closed. XC2 coming up next. We're going to get Devon FEEHAN up here. Third in the XC2 today. Hunter Hart up here. Second in the XC2 today. And Austin Abney, who hails from Petersburg, Indiana, up here in the first place spot. Where are these guys? Is that one? There's one. I see one. All right, they're making their way. I see Hunter Hart, I see Austin Abney, and I see Devon FEEHAN. So we'll get these guys up here. I got you. Number one. Oh, right there. Sorry. What you got? Wiggle, wiggle. All right. All right, getting these guys hooked up with some goodies here. Austin Abney, also our Whole Shot Award winner. There, that one's yours. What's this one say? This one says Hunter Hart. All right, guys, give it up here for the top 3 out of this X picture first. All right, let's get a photo. Let's get a photo with our top 3 guys. And give it up here for the top 3 out of the XC2. All right. So now we're talking. You good? Got one more over there. ATV riders got them. All right, we got thumbs ups. Well, we'll get you good, Kenny? Okay. All right, we'll get started here, man. Mr. Devon FEEHAN, just a heck of a season. We're going to talk more about that, but, man, talk about this Ironman race and the battle. It seemed like anytime Rodney and I would try to segue into something else, we just kept coming back to this XC2 today.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely really cold out there today, that's for sure, and not a very good start, so I was able to just come from the back and, do what I usually do, come from the back and try to keep my hands warm, but the water really wasn't helping that, and just pushed through the pain and got her done.
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations to you. Here we go. All right, that's what I was looking for. So I'm going to turn things over here to Roy. Here we go. Hang on 1 second. All you.
Devon, the championships that are the hardest, I think, are the very best. And the ones that come down to the last lap of the last race, those are the ones that are even the sweetest. On behalf of Racer Productions, AMA, the entire GNCC community, all the thousands of fans that watch you on RacerTV today, it is an honor to present you with this #1 plate. Congratulations on your championship. What a great job. What a great job.
Yeah, absolutely. Just want to thank all you guys out there for cheering me on, and it's been a heck of a year. All the family, friends, all the GNCC family, supporting me. It's been unreal. All you guys are along for the ride, and really thank you guys.
Great job.
Thank you, Roy. Man, how good does that feel? I mean, reflect on this year, and it did. It came down to the last race, and I think we, about 3/4 of the way through the season, I know we thought, man, I hope it comes down to the last race, but just reflecting on this year, I mean, how much does this mean to you?
Oh, it literally means, everything. Everything I've put in, I've determined an entire year of my life. Every single day, every morning, every night, throughout the entire day. I've dedicated every minute of my time for this right here.
Well worth it. Well earned, my friend. Devon, I know it's not something you do alone. You've got sponsors and folks out there that help make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. First off, my whole family for supporting me, my mom, my dad, everyone watching back home, my grandparents, my friends, girlfriend, everyone that comes to these races, driving hours on end, middle of the night, getting here at 4 a.m. this morning just to watch me race. And, definitely got to thank all the fans again. We got RJR, huge help for me all year. Spider Graphics with these pink decals and the pink shirts out there on the track. DP Brakes, GBC Tires, Tire Spine, Quad Tech, Fuel Ministries, High Gear Suspension, MR Unlimited, Binghamton Honda, VGR, Hinson Clutches, Scott Goggles, Fly Racing, Precision, Glan, Fast, Renthal, Dirtworks, Sunstar, Hauser, Cycra, DASA, and Liette.
There we go, everybody. Your 2017 XC2 champion, Devon FEEHAN. Well, up next here, another guy. I mean, you, Hunter Hart, here, second place. You worked your butt off, your tail off all year. I know looking down there at Devon, you see yourself in that position. I know you do. And I know we're probably going to be mentioning your name and his name together for the next few years at least. But talk about this season. Talk about the mindset coming in here to Ironman and just your season overall, man. I mean, how you feeling?
I mean, not disappointed because I wouldn't change a thing we've done all year. I mean, it was definitely a long road, a hard road. I mean, I think that we just had one small race issue that killed us this year, and that was Snowshoe, where we ended up 15th. And I mean, there's nothing else that I can really say. I mean, we went out there today. We were battling with Austin all day long, and I mean, he's one heck of a racer. I mean, him and I were right there all day. and it was just hard this year. I mean, it's definitely rough right now, but we're good. I mean, we're gonna go to Florida soon, and we've got some things working for next year. We've definitely got some great people that'll be with us, and I mean, one of the biggest people that I'm gonna probably ask for a little bit of advice later is Chris BORICH. He allowed me to come down and ride at his house for the last 2 weeks, and I mean, we were ready today. We were 110% there, and we had a slight. We sucked a rock into the front tire on the right side, and we lost, unfortunately, our front brakes. So I mean, that's hard to ride with, but it was definitely it was a good day. It was a solid day, and I mean, to be having top 10 national number for next year is beyond amazing, and I mean. There's nothing I can change now. I mean, congrats to Devon. He's one heck of a competitor. I mean, every weekend I know that Devon's going to be there, and I know he's going to be ready to go at it. And yeah, I mean, that's a wrap on 2017.
Absolutely, man. Well, nothing to hang your head about. It's certainly a successful season by all means. And I know, like Devon, you don't do this alone. Who are the sponsors and different folks? I'll let you grab the Frisbee. I got this routine down. Who are the folks that help you out?
Yeah, for sure. God for keeping me safe today. My mom, my dad, all the Indiana fans out there. Storm Peak CrossFit, my buddy Nate, who usually is watching live at home right now. He's awesome, and I mean, he's helped me to get to this point in my career, and he's been there since I was 9 years old, dreaming about being up here. And I mean, Ironman holds a special place in my heart. That's where I got one of my first ever podiums with Jay Shadron and Emily Wise. And I can't say that I wasn't hoping for a little bit of a mutter, but it was about perfect conditions. Hats off to Jared Bolton and Ryan Eccles for building some great tracks this year, and the rest of the GNCC crew for doing an awesome job all season long. My mom, my dad, Conover Collision, Ithaca Recreation Sports, Muddy Conton, Seat Concepts, Evans Waterless Coolant, Maxxis Tires, Molaska Motorsports, HMF, my girlfriend Courtney, my grandma for coming out to every GNCC, Scott Goggles, Quad Tech Seats for keeping me hooked on all day, Hauser Racing Parts, Fox Racing Shocks, DP Brakes, Carb Sport, MotorX, B&R, Fox, and just everybody that was out there and everybody that was cheering me on this year. Thank you, guys.
There we go, everybody. Hunter Hart. All right, well, this next guy, most of you probably already know. He's from Veedersburg, Indiana, so we're pretty much right on your back doorstep, Mr. Austin Abney. Well, man, I've been waiting all season for this. You had the thumb injury early on this year, and you come off last round. You had the whole shot last round. You come out here, you do it again. You're going home with $100 from All Balls Racing with another whole shot, and this time you hung on and you won the thing.
Oh, yeah, it was definitely a good race. Got the whole shot, led for, I don't even know, it was for a while. And then Hunter got around, and we just battled with him all day. Saw Greg a few times. Unfortunately, he rolled down the hill the last lap, but he was right there. Like I said, me and Hunter battled all day. Good competition, good fun.
You going to be competing at this level next year?
I will, but I will not be doing a full series. I have to finish college. I'll be done in May. So once I get out of there, hopefully I will be at the rest of them.
That's a fair answer, my friend. Nothing wrong with that. Well, big congratulations to you. One heck of a way to end the season here at home with a win. I know you don't do this alone. Who are your sponsors and folks that help you out?
My whole family, especially my dad. He's been putting in a lot of work lately to help me get here. But Sadie for showing up today. She is supposed to be at cheer competition right now, and well, she's here. So, yeah. Todd during motorsports, he builds rock solid engine. I mean, it pulled all day long. Can't complain there. Just made a pretty big switch. My shocks, Custom Axis, Micah at Custom Axis. He worked with me. Him and Adam McGill actually kind of helped me out with trying to get some things worked out, and it worked out pretty well. So thanks to him. And then Dreesy Racing, they helped me out a lot too. Ryan at MZM, he's kind of been my right-hand man lately. I've been needing to get parts from other people that I can't, and he's just making them up. So thanks to him. Podium Designs, check them out. New name, new company. Maxxis, Quad Tech, Stacy Monday Photography, Quad 91 Photography, Square One Photography, Sunstar Tire Balls, Fly, can't thank them enough, make them look good. GDH, Twin Air, Hauser, RJR, making good bumpers. Wiseco, Fast Company, Precision Racing, DP, Scott, Precision Powder Coat, Clark, Henson, and I guess I'll thank old Adam McGill.
There you go. That is Austin Abney with his first win on the season here at home. Congratulations, my friends. Well, we will let Austin pop the bottle. Oh, Devon FEEHAN going to be throwing some swag. Get you some swag. Get you a Frisbee, those signature Frisbees. Austin Abney making it rain the champagne showers here at home. That is good stuff. Well, that, my friends, is going to do it for us here at the XC2 podium. We'll kick it back to Rodney in the booth.
Thanks so much, Mikey. Rodney actually already headed down to the start of our UTV race, so we wanted to thank everyone for tuning in. Congratulations to Walker Fowler for his 12th win of the season, Austin Abney on his XC2 win, and of course Devon FEEHAN on that super awesome XC2 championship. A hard-fought race. It was awesome to see it come down to the last round. That's all for our ATV show, but make sure to tune back. Let's watch the fight for the UTV championship between the Miller brothers.